Okay, here we are again. Almost done. Not that I want to be done with the game, because with this game, parting is such sweet sorrow, as we already know from the liberation rites, but yeah, we're almost there, even though it may not seem like it, because it's like, oh, well, we already only did 4 liberation rites so far, but after a certain point, the game sort of picks up in terms of the amount of time that it takes to get to each thing, so... Excuse me. So we'll get started in like 3-ish minutes, something like that. My one clock says 4:27 still, but I get the feeling it's about to turn into, yep, there it goes, 4:28. So yeah, like 3 minutes. Also, if I'm, I usually try to turn away from the mic when I do it, but if I'm burping more than usual today, I also apologize. I think I need to stop using the papaya enzyme that I've got, because, like, my previous brand, when I would use it, it would settle my stomach like it's supposed to do. But they don't sell that brand anymore, and the brand that I got, all it's been doing so far, because it dissolves faster in your mouth, and so rather than the other ones, which were like hard, chewable, actual like tablets that would dissolve slowly in your stomach acid and settle it. These ones dissolve almost immediately. And the only thing that it seems like it's doing is it's creating air bubbles in my stomach that I then have to take care of by drinking ginger ale. So I just had a ginger ale in the last half an hour, and well, that leads to all the trapped gas getting out of me. So excuse me. Apparently that's not the only thing that's trapped that's getting out of me. Thank you. But yeah, you want to make sure, if you have, like, if anybody else experiences that where you feel like you breathe in real deep, especially through your nose. If you breathe in real deep through your nose and it feels like your chest hurts, like you're having a heart attack or something, it might not be that. It could be a heart attack, and I'm not a doctor, so don't take my advice to heart, but in my experience, what it actually is it's trapped air that was in your stomach that is now lurching up into your esophagus, and it's getting stuck there. It can't get out. So you have to drink a carbonated beverage of some kind, or seltzer water, basically anything that's all bubbly, and it will allow the trapped air to get out of your system, and it will free your chest up a little bit. Your chest will feel a lot less like you're dying, basically, because if you have that trapped air in there, what'll happen is you'll breathe in, and your lungs will make contact, because they're kind of moved because of the air being stuck in your esophagus. They're moved over a little bit, so they'll make contact with the walls of your heart, and that could be bad for you. So, or they'll just make contact with your esophagus, both of which are very painful. It's like a sharp stabbing pain that happens when either one of those things happen. Trust me, it's happened both ways for me. It's not much fun, so there's your pro tip for the day. There's your dietitian/nutrition advice for the day. Again, I'm not a doctor. Don't take it as doctoral advice, but it's what helps me. So it's 4:31, so we'll get started. But I'm going to go blow my nose real quick before we start, because I just sneezed, so now there's like mucus. So give me a moment. I'll be right back, and then we'll load the campaign. Or maybe we'll load the campaign while I blow my nose. Maybe that's more efficient. Oh, because then I can walk away, I can take care of my own business, and then we can continue on our journey. Not that our journey is going to be much longer at the rate that we're going, but it's not a matter of how long the journey is from this point. It's a matter of us taking advantage of every opportunity we have. Because I'm getting people out of here, damn it. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Pyre, the stream edition. Last time we actually did 2 liberation rites because the stars themselves are fading and the liberation rites are happening faster and faster now. So we did the 3rd and 4th liberation rites on the previous episode, and today we'll probably do the 5th. I don't know if we'll make it to the 6th one, but if we don't, the 6th one will probably be the first thing that we do on the finale episode tomorrow. So yeah, we'll be moving quite a ways here, moving pretty quickly. I forget if I read Volfred's planner in my little blurb the last time we were watching the stream, so I'm gonna, let's see. No, I did read that, okay. Fair enough then. So our plan of action for the next little bit is to try to cuck over the Withdrawn and the Accusers, to try to get the Pyre Hearts up here for the 6th Liberation Rite. The Chastity, it's fine. If they want to be in the 5th one, it's okay. I don't mind cucking over Manly, although I'd rather do it on the biggest stage of them all because he's all about the pomp and circumstance, so let's destroy him in the most pompous way possible. But for the Withdrawn and the Accusers, I don't even want to give them the opportunity. I'll just, if we put the Pyre Hearts up there, it'll make the 6th Liberation Rite very easy. Now, I don't know if that's going to work because we're currently facing the Accusers here, but excuse me, I don't know if this will delete their favor enough to move the Pyre Hearts up. We're going to find out, though, so excuse me. But yeah, as it says here, we aren't going to be going back to the Moonlight Alcove anymore because the stars are urging us on because all of this is happening so quickly, and we need to get a move on, so let's get a move on, shall we? See if there's any more points of interest to pop on for our journal entries. I don't think so. Oh, there is one. Here's the Moonlight Alcove here, so I guess we'll get this now so he can talk to us about this. So, what do you think, Volfred? We were going to go back? Oh, okay. So fair enough. I guess once all this is over, those of us that are left are going to have to find a different place to live, huh? True. Very true. He could find that, and if we're stuck there, that wouldn't really go very well for us. He'd probably burn it to the ground. So, true. Yeah, well, we'll make the most of it. You lived out here for a number of years anyway, so, and, I mean, my cooking isn't the best, but I'll do the best I can to make sure it stays decent over the course of the time, because Lord knows I ain't getting out of here. I still haven't been able to conduct the rites, so I'm stuck. Hey, Manly, what's going on? just giving you a little love tap there, Manly, since we're probably going to be seeing you in the rites soon enough. The liberation rites. I'm sure you can. I don't think I can do that, no, but I'm not going to tell you that. Besides, you probably can't hear me all the way over here anyway, so... Sure you will. Fair enough, Manly. Alright, anyway, let's get out of his way so I don't bump him again. There's the Pyre Hearts. I'm sure they're just loving being down here in the lava fields. Barely even have the skin for it. And there's the Withdrawn. There's an imp. It's chasing after me. Or just hanging out, I don't know. Deathless Tempest is still dead. So I suppose that's cool. And then we'll go down here. Anything in here? Probably not. Again, a lot of the points of interest, once you run into them the first time, there isn't a whole lot of new ones later on, but yeah, we're giving them a shot. We'll see what we can find. We're going to the Spring of Jamuor, though. That's where the next rite is going to take place against the Accusers, so we'll go see what we can do there. There's the Tempers. We haven't seen them in a while. What's going on, guys? I don't know. What is the big idea? I ain't rubbing it in. I just haven't seen you since the first Liberation Rite, so... I will keep that in mind, Ignarius. Sure. I'll move over here for you so you can go down here. Although I'm going down here too, just to see who's in the Ridge of Gaul. Oh, the Chastity are over here. So probably they're going to be fighting the Tempers next. That's cool. I'm sure they'll do all right. So Sir Gilman thinks we'll find something of value there, and Tizo may gain a deeper understanding of the rites on this route. So that will allow Tizo to gain some experience points, actually, which might not be bad for him. I don't think we really need the money all that badly. Although Tizo is kind of like one successful rite away from being maxed out anyway, so maybe I will go for the item of value. because I don't think I'm going to need the Enlightenment for him. We'll be able to do one successful right with Tizo in the ranks before the end of the game, so we'll go get the item value. Never know, I'll be able to buy more stuff with the valuables here, more Stardust, so. Let me see if that was a good choice or not. I mean, yeah, he's got 810 inspiration to work with, and he's only 1,070 away, so if we sit him out one more right and then let him take part in the second one after this, although I could have him take part in this one, but he shouldn't be too far off from finishing up his little experience goals here, so. Sir Gilman is actually pretty close himself, so I have to keep that in mind. Pamitha is even closer. She'll definitely get there from one more right, but I think I'm going to have her sit out of this next one just because she probably needs a little inspiration to get her there. Volfred is still in very good shape with his inspiration, and he'll get there in another 3 rights, it looks like. So probably just in time, well, a little before the end game, he'll get maxed out. And I mean, I might even be able to train him using the vocation time, so try to do that. So probably we'll bring in Volfred, Bertrude, and probably Sir Gilman, I think. Or should I bring Tizo for this one? Because, I mean, I can bring Volfred, Tizo, and Bertrude, and then Tizo will be maxed out. 71, 74. Yeah, I should be able to do that, I think. What am I going to have Tizo use, if that's the case? I mean, he's got the Thorn Knot, but I'm not sure if that's the best for him. I might give him the Luminous Idol, although in that case, if I'm going to give him the Luminous Idol, I might as well give him Ha'ub's Wing so he can just zip on over. So, I'm just trying to think if it's a good idea with who we're fighting here. You know what? We'll make it work. It's fine. It'll be all good to go, I think. Alright, let's see if we can find something of value with Sir Gilman. What'd you find, Sir Gilman? Oh, okay, well, we'll get it identified by someone, I'm sure. If not any of us, we'll get it identified when we get to the slug market. Let's see. Work with Sir Gilman to retrieve the object you found. You will give up time you could spend on vocations such as studying or mentoring. So, is it worth giving up that vocation time considering we already gave one up searching for the missing drive imps that one time? It might be better to do the vocations because then I could get the, I could mentor somebody or I could get the last global bonus. I could even mentor Volfred to get him a little bit higher up if I do that. Or I could max out Pamitha. I don't know, Sir Gilman. I think it might be better for us to pursue vocations, so I think I'm going to leave it be. Might regret this decision, but that's okay. We'll do some training and we'll do some vocation work instead. It'll be good. Sir Gilman, sorry we couldn't grab what we were looking for there, but I'm glad that you're training. It's a good use of your time. Oh, okay, well, fair enough. I mean, maybe I'm channeling a little of Ruki after he's gone, so now that he's back up there. I don't think me being your mortal foe would really come in that different for you, Sir Gilman. I'm pretty sure you can run circles around me still because I can't exactly do any sprinting or anything, so. That is what they say, isn't it? That is a lot of obstacles to jump over, yeah. And there's even more. Where that came from? Okay, then, I see the problem. Okay. I mean, yeah, I suppose we don't exactly have it rosy up there. We do have constant fights breaking out with the Highwing remnants around the Blood Border, but, you know. I mean, true, but it's a lot sportier here. Nobody's dying in the rights, at least not normally. Well, I'm glad you're here, Sir Gilman, for what it's worth, so. Yeah, and I think it'll help your spirit, honestly, because being able to stand with allies and strive toward that rather than standing with allies and realizing you have to claw your way above them by the end, you know, it's a different feel. Oh, for sure. No, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Sounds like a plan. And Sir Gilman gained +1 quickness for the next ride, so that's nice. That might actually compel me to use him in the next ride a little bit. I mean, him and Bertrude aren't in too bad of shape there. Like, we can have them synergize a little bit, although Sir Gilman probably prefers the prayer beads over Bertrude, but Bertrude just has more scoring opportunities, so usually ends up being him taking the Luminous Idol and then going and running for the ball instead, so he'll get close to max that way. So probably going to mentor Volfred. That'll get him to 2300, and he'll be maxed in 2 successful rights. From there, I'll probably want to mentor Bertrude the next time we get an opportunity, because then she'll be closer to max as well. She'll probably start to be like the furthest away after this point if I mentor Volfred. But mentoring her isn't really going to make a huge difference, because both of them are going to have to get to max anyway by the end, so... Yeah, so we'll figure it out later. And by figure it out later, I mean figure it out now, because I gotta mentor somebody right now, but I'll just do it to Volfred, it's fine. We'll get him closer to the end here, so we can work on getting Numbing Gust. Alright, let's see if I've learned anything from the book, compared to what you know. Probably, considering how long he's been down here and how much of them he's read about, so... Alright, there's an extra 1,000 for him. He's 2,300 away from maximum now, so... And I suppose if you wanted to, you could go all in on Volfred like this so that you can liberate him later. But he's not really a high priority for me. It's not that he wouldn't benefit the plan being up in the Commonwealth, it's just... I like his relationship with Bertrude, and I honestly, even though Bertrude is kind of a little iffy, I feel bad taking him away from her, you know, like, so she's all alone down here. I know that sounds weird, but, like, it's hard to find companionship in the downside, so I feel better allowing the two of them to be together down here? I don't know. Basically, they're not high on my priority list of people to liberate, so... Oh, yeah, I'm gonna want to bring Tizo anyway, because the accusers are here. So I wondered then if I should bring Sir Gilman Tizo Bertrude instead, since I just mentored Volfred. What's going on, Tariq? Why are we being still? And who's that someone? Maybe they're hiding from us? Maybe they know that we're up ahead here? Where? Show me. Oh. That's who it is, god damn it. What is he doing up there now? You don't suppose he's gonna mess with the accusers again? I think he messed with them the last time, didn't he? Oh boy. So what do you think we should do? What am I feeling from him? We do have a right to get to. He can be made to move. I don't know if he can, now that we say that. I don't know, I feel like... We could probably get to the spring a different way, right? Like, we could probably go around the carapace and the claws of the Hive Titan. Hail him. Perhaps you can communicate in peace. I feel like that's a gamble, though. I don't think we have a choice, Drake. I think we gotta turn back and find another route. Yeah, he's trouble. I'm trying to use discretion as the better part of valor here, Tariq. Alright, we're gonna go back to Glue Hive, and we didn't even get to read about it yet, so we can read about it now. Passes through the remains of the Hive Titan. Yeah, the rest of his carapace is up there. Among the 8 scribes, the Alpha Chief Jomnur Manymane took a special liking to this region. Probably because he heard about the spring, but then it made him itch, and then he was like, you know what, it's all flat land, I can run. What's up, Tariq? He left? Well, let's take a look at where he was. Yeah, he's gone. I don't sense him anymore. I could get a faint sense of him once I saw him, but I don't sense him anymore. I still feel a little uneasy about this, but he was just there to mess with us, evidently. And mess with the accusers, if this is to be believed. Oh boy. You're gonna leave me alone to watch the wagon? I don't know if that's a good idea. Wait, I thought they were all out checking. Who wants to see me in the black wagon? Don't nobody say nothing. He's gonna hear me. Don't breathe. Don't you touch my stuff, you son of a bitch. Did you not adorn it with trinkets of your travels? I'm trying to be quiet so he doesn't hear me. I'm hiding behind the door. Shit. Alright, what are you doing here? Well, yeah, look at me, man. What do you want to know? Who am I to the Nightwings? Well, I'd like to believe at this point that we've adopted a little bit of kinship with one another. I'm a friend of theirs. That's what it seems like. Yeah, I heard about that, man. What do you want me to tell them? You shall have your night? Okay. Holy shit. That was the sketchiest fucking thing this game has to... That's terrifying, though. Like that is legitimate horror right there for me. I feel like they did that really well, because it's like, wait, they're all searching the thing. Who's going to be in the black wagon? And then he's just there. After just stalking you halfway to the right. I feel like they did that scene really well. So, again, anything with Oralek in this game, once he is here, he's pretty much on your ass for the rest of the entire game. And I find that it's very... he's a very good villain as a result of his... how direct he is with all of you. So, excuse me. It's so bad that the trapped gas in my stomach came out. Greasestone, I need to ponder you for a moment so I can calm my nerves. Okay. Anyway. Guys, you won't believe who I just found in there. You didn't see it? What do you mean? He's like a mountain! Yeah, you could say that, again. Oh, you know, that's a good idea, Tariq, considering the fact he might have, like, messed with our sails or something. Okay, everybody look. I know we're close to the time for the ride at this point, but the accusers still aren't here, so we've got some time. So. He didn't move anything. I'm almost more terrified of that than I am of the idea of him actually fucking with the wagon. I think it would have been cool, though, if he did fuck with the wagon and you had to make the trip to the second right after this by land again. I feel like that would have been interesting, but I think they figured, no, that's too long of a time to spend. It would drag the story on here, and they don't necessarily have all of the characters that they could fall back on that they did in the first cycle, so... I really hope I didn't imagine that, because I'm going fucking crazy if I did, man. Ron... I wish I had something to give you, but we chose not to find it, so... Oh, we have 243 soul, we don't even need it, and I still have Haoob's wing, so... Yeah, he's headed back up to the Commonwealth, actually. Well, I appreciate that, Ron, thanks. And what's he got? He has a Typhoon bottle. This one doesn't upgrade. 200 soul, which is a ton. While the bearer's triumvirate is banished, adversaries are slowed and cannot use abilities. So it's basically the numbing gust that Volfred has. So if you haven't gotten that for him, or if you're planning on taking him up the other side of the tree and you want access to this, and you don't use the Ashen Coal, well then this is probably a good one for you, because it'll allow you to have numbing gust without having to go up that side of the tree. I like Sturdy Sapling too much to not go up that side of the tree, though, so that's why I've always pretty much gone that way instead. It doesn't look like he has anything of note for me. So, sorry, Ron. I guess I'm going to have to call it a day for you. I really just need the Stardust at this point. My bad, man. I'll be back. I've got more money. I just don't have anything to give it to you for. Alright, so we said we're going to bring Tizo, Sir Gilman, and Bertrude. So that means Tizo's going to be our defensive unit this time. So let's take this off. Give him the Ashen Coal. Sir Gilman, you can keep the Luminous Idol. Bertrude, you can keep the Prayer Beads. And, yeah, I think we'll be good to go. I mean, I could give the Ashen Coal to Sir Gilman and give Tizo Haloub's Wing, but I'm not going to be... In this case, Tizo's my defensive unit, so he's going to basically be going to the ball and grabbing it and giving it to somebody else. So it's not really a big deal whether we have him have infinite stamina or not, because I'm mostly just going to be using him for what little stamina I need to use to get to the ball. So, are they here yet, or almost time? I love how these two are the ones that popped up right here, considering they're going to be the ones that sit out of this right. Although I could have Volfred sit in on this right and him be the defensive unit and just bring him Tizo and Sir Gilman and have Pamitha and Bertrude sit out, because then if I did that, Bertrude would get a little inspiration so she can move up in the rights. But nah, you know, because see, sitting Volfred out at this point kind of seems a little silly to me, and thinking about it, because he can't gain inspiration. But I did just give him tutoring, so I'll let him sit this one out. It's fine. It'll all work out. You might recognize this as the thing that strangled Kael'mer Ropecaller to death. The Tattered Mantle was the final Titan Star of the game. And I like having this one on as well, because after your adversaries grasp the orb, their auras shall slowly shrink rather than vanish. This would be bad if it was for the fact that I still had Jodario and I mostly played defense by shoulder tackling people, but by this point in the game, you're probably not shoulder tackling people anymore if you've liberated Jodario like I have. So now if I want to banish anybody, I'll probably be doing it by aura casting or slashing with Sir Gilman. But most of the time I don't even do that anymore. I mostly just am like, okay, give me the ball and then get as close to the Pyre as you can, and if we don't get it, then we'll let them score. But yeah, these are the ones that I usually keep on, is these 7. Because the other ones are, well, I mean, I don't really like this one, but I guess it wouldn't be too bad, but it's only 3% extra enlightenment. And I kind of like my nice round number that I've got there, the 35%. You know why I don't have this one on. Same with this one. And I'm not a big fan of that one either. I mean, against the Pyre Hearts maybe, but... And then Time Singer Harn, yeah, not a big fan of these. But they each give 3% additional enlightenment, so you can gain a maximum of 50% extra enlightenment if you have all of them on. I just find that these 7... They tune the difficulty of the game to exactly where I want it to be when they're all on, basically, so... I try to keep them on as much as possible, rather than the other ones, which I think make things a little more unfair. More unfair than I want, anyway.
The infamous reader returns.
I do, Voice Man. The sky is very red right now. That's them, yeah.
You managed recently to rid yourself of yet another one.
To your chagrin, I'm sure.
The accusers. As with you, they must be very desperate for their freedom.
I'm sure they are. That's why I'm fighting them.
They shall not make it any easier from here.
Well, you're right about that. He literally is, because I'm pretty sure at this point, Lendl's going to have his retinue with him. We'll see in a sec, so... Excuse me. Lendl? That was not our demon thug, actually. I don't care what he said, he's not with us. I'm sure. Anyway. Let's see. Yep, there's his retinue. So now, at this point in the game, he gains 2 demons that stand with him in the rights. I'm actually, to be honest, I'd be kind of interested to see if these are the same guys that were with him originally, and they've just been in the downside long enough to transmogrify into demons, or if these are just 2 new people and he got rid of the other 2. I'm not 100% sure about that, but they are both terrifying because he's got the Ashen Cold, they've both got the Living Flame, so now they deal, 36 damage to the Pyre when they plunge. Not that they're incredibly fast, so it's hard for them to get here, but yeah, they're kind of terrifying a little bit. Their presence is high. They can make some moves because they've got the thing that allows them to lunge twice, so they both have Celestial Spike, if I recall correctly, so, yeah. Hey, Marie, how's it going? You're screaming at car issues, so it's not going well. Sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. Hopefully the car issues are able to be resolved for you soon. And hopefully they're not very serious. Okay, so we said we're going to have Volfred sit this one out. Should I have Pamitha come with me? Because she can kind of fly circles around demons. I mean, Bertrude can jump over their auras as well, so I suppose I don't have to be too concerned about that. Although our cover here isn't really that large. Well, anyway, I'm going to put Tizo against Lendl because we're going to try to have him cuck him over as best as we can. And I feel like Sir Gilman might not be the best choice here, considering it's a bunch of demons, but well, I suppose in that instance I could take Pamitha, and she won't quite get to maximum rank from this, though, even with the extra enlightenment from the stuff, but it might not be a bad idea to bring her. Although, I think Lendl has Shoulder Smash. We tested that last time, so it might be better to not have him, have her come along, because she'd be flying, and, well, that would be a little bit of a problem, wouldn't it? I can probably just use Sir Gilman's quickness to my advantage, so let's do that.
Sir Gilman.
And then Bertrude.
Bertrude. Predictably decided.
I'm sure. I'm sure you are, Lendl, considering the backup that you have. Alright, Tizo, I'm going to need you to use your fast zips here. I'm already holding down R1. There we go.
Commence.
Now, the nice thing about the Accusers now is that they are a little slow-moving, so you can kind of just do this. That being said, we have 165 Pyre to get through, so this is going to take a little while. Have Tizo douse their Pyre. Ooh, that's a tough one. I kind of want to do it anyway, though. Okay, I won't be doing it this time. Oh, God. Okay. Got that one and that one. Nice, Tizo. Go get it. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Oh, we have a star sign. I forgot about that. Let's draw them out, shall we? See if I can use the moon sign to my advantage. Ouch. Okay. Go, Tizo, go. Yeah! 20 soul. Not bad. I don't know if it was worth it, considering what we have to deal with without him being here, but we'll make it work, I think. Or maybe we won't. He's going up. Okay, now he's not going up. Ouch. I mean, you could have just gone for the ball, but okay, fair enough.
A crushing blow against your Pyre.
Yeah, we can't take too much more of that, so we'll see what we can do. Oh man, Tizo pulling out the Imp Dictionary for this one. Are you sure? I mean, he can go a little further. Oh boy. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I usually lose to these guys this time because the demons are just... They're faster than they look, honestly. I mean, if I'm careful with my douses like that with Bertrude, then I think we'll be okay. It makes me feel bad because Sir Gilman can't really do a whole lot but in that case, but... Yeah, we'll be alright, I think. Alright, he's dealing with Tizo, so off we go. Oh god, get in. I missed a little bit. That's okay, though. We didn't miss enough to make a difference. Alright, go while he's busy. But yeah, if they're not moving, you can kind of just jump into them and it won't even matter. They won't move anymore. Go ahead, get Tizo. Oh god. Yeah.
Blessed be.
Alright, Sir Gilman, you can take the last one. Maybe. Leave Tizo out as bait. And go. Nice.
And it is done.
Very good.
The Night Wings prevail.
Noxalis!
May their next adversaries fare a little better.
I mean, these guys did okay. They just Lendl had a vendetta that he had to settle with Tizo. I think actually that's intended. I'm pretty sure the AI here, if Tizo is in the right, Lendl will make a beeline for him. So you can almost use him as bait like I just did. And it works pretty well, apparently. Unless that was just the AI glitching out. I don't know, but that worked a little better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, they have no love for you because you're desecrating the good name of one of their triumvirates, you fucking plebeian. Wah, wah. He does not wear it with dignity, that's for sure. I'm glad that we can hand him his ass again, though. That's always a fun time. And there we go. Tizo is maxed out. Couldn't have come against a better adversary. A hidden power, a terrible, unbridled fury has awakened within Tizo. Nice. All in all, he seems very enthusiastic about it. I love that line. That's great. All right, improved moon sign. Let's see if we can make good use of it. We did in this right, to be clear, so I'll see what we can do with it.
Praise be to Ha'ub the Swallow.
Indeed. And Sir Gilman is just a touch away from being maxed out. And Bertrude will make good use of that inspiration to get her even closer. So she's at 1650 to the end of this now, so if we give her a little inspiration and maybe have her sit out of the next one, and then tutor her once and she'll be maxed out. We'll just have Volford participate in like the rest of the rites after this.
You may go now at your earliest convenience.
You too, Brighton! Take one up the ass while you're at it, Jesus. Or maybe take the stick that's shoved up there out so you can. Sorry, that was a little profane. Anyway, that takes care of that. Nice decisive victory, guys. Unfortunately, here's the second bout of banishment sickness, and this one's a little worse than the last one. Tariq, what seems to be the problem? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it seems like Bertrude just can't escape from this. Having an existential crisis in your midlife age, Bertrude? I shouldn't say that. She'll place a hex on me permanently. But, you know. Yeah, so... Excuse me. What'll usually happen is... Excuse me again. This'll happen either in... I forget if this happens in the first year... Not the first year. The fourth cycle or the fifth. I think it might happen in either or, but... And I see Tizo behind Bertrude there now, which makes me concerned because I don't know how we're going to conduct the next rite if this is the case. Well, that's unfortunate, but we'll see what happens. Bertrude and Tizo got banishment sickness. It seems like Sir Gilman escaped from it, which is good because that means that I have two characters that can yet take part in the offense while Volford takes part in the defense. So Sir Gilman didn't get banishment sickness, but he's a little concerned for everybody, so fair enough. I think if that happens during the fourth cycle, though, they will all three of them get banishment sickness. I'm pretty sure that's happened to me before. But usually when that happens and you get three people that have banishment sickness, you still have three others that you can use for the rites. So, and actually that works out nicely because that means Bertrude can sit out for her inspiration, and Tizo's maxed out already, so he's not going to be participating in a rite again for a while. So, yeah, that works out actually because we can have Sir Gilman, Pamitha, and Volford carry us to the next one. So it's all good. Triesta is shining. Auras is shining. And the Glade of Lu is shining again! Hell yeah! Let's see if our adversaries that I want to see are there. And let's read the planner too while we're at it, shall we? Yeah, it actually knocked the accusers down below the Pyre Hearts. So now, well, the Withdrawn are up here, so now I actually have to fight them too to get the Chastity to work up. So I will do that, unfortunately. Tudium, the 15th of 12th moon, 8:57 AS. Yeah, it hasn't even gotten to Christmas here yet. Holy shit. We received news that one of Volford's agents in the Commonwealth was taken captive. A setback to the plan, but it changes nothing for us, I suppose. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I hope it wasn't one of my friends. Anyway, I mean, nothing against the other guys. It sucks that that happened to them, but still. The Fate and the Tempers. Okay, so we can't stop the Withdrawn from being in the next Liberation Rite. I suppose if we fight the Chastity, though, we can prevent them from being in the next Liberation Rite and move the Pyre Hearts up. I kind of do want to go see the Tempers, though, and I want to go to the Glade of Lu, because those are two adversaries that we haven't been able to cross off our list yet, so I think I might go do that, which means we might be facing Withdrawn and then Chastity. Sorry, Sir Deluge, I did the best I could for you, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But yeah, going back to the Glade of Lu will get us some more information for the book. Facing the Tempers will get us more information from the book. So, and we haven't seen the Tempers in a long time, so it's probably worthwhile to do it. So, yes, what are you aware of, Volfred? I mean, I know a little bit about him, considering we've fought him before, but not much. Yeah, I can see that. Ah, okay. There's a red light district in the Commonwealth. I don't know how that works. Do we have red lights at this point? I figured our technology wasn't good enough to have those, but fair enough. Oh, he was a bouncer at the Starry Eight. Okay. An infamous tavern in the Commonwealth. It's widely believed that Commonwealth officials sometimes showed up incognito here to blow off steam. Yeah, I can imagine. The club clientele all gave a cheer, but it was a high-ranking Commonwealth person, wasn't it? Yeah, of course it was. Great. Man, Ignarius got the short end of the stick there. He was just doing his job. No, fair enough. That's true, he probably shouldn't have been exiled. He was, again, just doing his job, but I feel bad for him. Do I feel bad enough to let him have this one? No, not really. We got a page on the Tattered Mantle. Volfred's hanging out. What's up, Volfred? Oh, were you? Well, Tizo could probably use the help. He's feeling a little under the weather, so... He looks okay, though, considering. I'm glad the family's all back together for the most part. Yeah, it was a bit of a problem. Yeah, well, Tariq made the road a little bit less long, to be fair, so... And there he is, as if summoned. Excuse me. Yeah, you can sit down and enjoy our company, that's what you can do. How was he? He was already sizing all of you up when he first met you. Oh yeah, so if you look at Volfred's name tag over here, if you look just above that, see these two bite marks here? Yeah, Tizo did that. That sucks. Apparently he considers it a mark of friendship though, so I suppose there's no ill will harbored there. And I mean, he's made of wood, so he's probably fine. That's a tree branch. It's doubtful he even felt it. Or not much, anyway. I'm glad you're all still having fun, considering how long the road's been for all of you. No, I get that. I mean, the road's been long for everybody here, but some of us longer than others. Look, it's a motley crew, but it's my motley crew, damn it. No, it's fine. I get what you guys are doing. Sure, I'll join you at the table. Why not? Let's have a nice, relaxing evening before we move on. Probably, considering, you know, the fact that this is a very defining moment in my life, considering the time that I've spent here. So, I'm glad it lifted all of our spirits. It didn't give us any passive bonuses for the next stripe, but that's okay, it doesn't have to. Sometimes those sorts of conversations are the kinds of things that you don't get a lot of those down here, unless you're among a bunch of friends like this, so. Excuse me. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the trapped air right there. Okay, the Tattered Mantle. Well known is the treachery of the rope collar who conspired against the Emperor of Sar and set in motion the Empire's collapse. The knave did journey to the downside after us. Our paths they never crossed, though he did meet his end. He wore the Tattered Mantle, wrought by the first Empress, and worn in every generation hence. The living mantle whispered wisdom in its wearer's ear, but in the downside it cried out instead in protest. When the rope collar retreated to his horrid isle far at sea, the mantle gained new life, conjoining with the native imps. The imp titan was born, and grasped then the rope collar in its first and last embrace. I forget if the imp titan was killed. I think the imp titan is the one that we see in the background at the Isle of Kaelmer, like the one that's at the top of the pitch with all the teeth and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's the imp titan, and I'm not 100% sure if he ever died, because If he did, I think we would have known about him, or he'd be in the stars with the Titan stars, but he's not. So okay, so anyway, we got to give all of our good stuff over to our remaining members here. And actually, this should be good because we'll max out 2 more people in the process of doing this. Sir Gilman will max, Pamitha will max out, I think. And yeah, with the extra enlightenment, she should. And then Volfred won't max, but he's going to get pretty damn close. He'll be 1 right away. And then again, if we tutor Bertrude before the in a little while, she'll get an extra 1,000. She'll get some inspiration from this, and then she'll have 1 right to go. Volfred will have 1 right to go, and then everybody else will be maxed out. So that'll mean I'll be able to do that extra quickness global bonus by the end game as well, as long as we have 2 more vocation times left. So I'd already have it practically if I hadn't lost that 1 time for vocation to the drive imps, but fair enough, you know, it happens. Sandra, any words of wisdom? I'm glad to bring you a brief reprieve from your solitude. It doesn't look like too much is working for you, though. So, I kind of want to challenge her to a practice rite, to be honest. First, just to show it, but second of all, to see how the, whatchamacallit works. Volfred's, unstable sapling, because I haven't used it yet. So I guess I can show this. Yeah, and it'll let us test out some strategies. The other thing that I've been noticing, though, especially concerning Tizo, is that I'm not sure if Last Laugh actually works with... Because what's supposed to happen with Last Laugh is when we don't have the orb, Tizo explodes when he's banished. But what I think that means does not mean what I thought it means. I thought it meant as long as Tizo is not carrying the orb, if one of your other members is carrying the orb, it still activates. But I think as long as we have ownership of the ball at all, I'm pretty sure Last Laugh doesn't activate, because I've looked back at the previous footage, and I'm not really... I think we've been in a couple situations with Tizo where it should have activated, but we had the ball, so it didn't. So it might not even be worth it, and I might be buying more scribe snuff for him to put him back on Inner Glory. We'll just get rid of the Thorn knot altogether. I mean, Hallow's wing is busted, so it'll probably be better for him anyway. But we'll see. Sounds like a plan, Sandra. We'll be there. Do a bunch of light conversation, and then I'm like, okay, training time, but it's 11 o'clock at night. No complaining, training time. So... yeah, he's not really blowing up all that much. Not as much as I thought he would be. Like, I thought we'd just be able to run him to the ball, pass the ball to one of my own members of my triumvirate, and then somebody, like, runs into him and he just explodes and takes them with him. It doesn't seem to work that way, though, which is unfortunate, and again, probably why I'm going to work on Scribe Snuff the next time we see Ron, so... Alright, Sandra, let's see what we can do. So, yeah, like I said before, in a practice rite, you don't get any enlightenment, but you can train here as much as you wish, and you can learn about your new abilities and all that sort of stuff, so... I believe Sandra will always be among the present, but the Beyonders, but I think she'll pick random other Beyonders from random tribes, basically, random races to go with her, so... we also learned a little bit about Sandra, so since she's such an important part of this team as well, let's take a look at her biography. She is an apparition from the age of Solium Mur, the Emperor, who pursued him in his exile. Yeah, so attempted murder, vengeance, 837-year sentence. It is a life sentence, but for her that doesn't really mean a whole lot since she's, you know, basically undead and will never die. Almost a millennium ago, she set out to find the missing Emperor and take his life. She had her many reasons. She and her sisters of the Arch plunged down the river willingly. When at last they found their mark, they found a man transformed and humbled. But Sandra thought this yet another one of the Emperor's deceptions and struck at him repeatedly, even as her sisters relented. The scribes had to respond. Blinded and expelled, Sandra became a living instrument in the rites. She now exists to train exiles in the rites and teach them penitence. It's still a fate worse than death, mind you. The scribes were not as merciful as they said, considering what they did to her, but then again, I mean, it's an old book. I'm sure there's plenty of embellishment in it, so. Your way is super broken. Pretty sure that's why it doesn't work the way you thought it would. It would make Tizo too strong, in your opinion. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. It would probably put him on the same levels as, like, Bertrude with the prayer beads, so maybe it's for the best that he's not. Like, maybe it's for the best that he's balanced like that. I don't know. Anyway, Volfred, we're mostly just going to be here so you can test out Unstable Sapling. I kind of just want to see the AoE on it, honestly. So that's what we're going to do. I might not play too many rounds. I'll probably just hang out for the most part. So. All right. So I think you have to grasp the orb in order for them to start moving, but I kind of just want to do this so I can see what the AoE is on this. Okay, so that's the max range. There's that, and now... Okay, so it's about the range of the actual sapling, and it blows up about a second later. That's not bad, actually. Because it maintains the shield and the aura for about 1 second before it explodes, which is kind of interesting. And it's a little... Actually, it's a little bit wider than the AoE, so... Yeah, that's actually not too bad. Okay, Sandra, sorry, I think that's all I wanted to do, actually, so... To exit the current practice right with Sandra, she shall not hold it against you. Good. Fair enough. Alright then, back we go. See, I just wanted to see what the AoE is on that because I've never used it before. I have unlocked it before, but I've never been able to manipulate it to actually use it in an actual right, so... It's good to know. Hey, Lifeblood, how's it going? Welcome back. We are quite a bit of a ways further than the last time you were here, and our time is now limited in the downside because we only have 3 liberation rites left and 5 members of our triumvirate left, so not everybody's getting out of here. It's a little unfortunate, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, apparently. Alright, we've all rested up. Let's continue on our journey. And broke. Boy, do I understand that. Oh, broke life is a joke life, let me tell you. It's unfortunate. I hope you get some money soon. Excuse me. Alright, that imp is still hanging around down here. We're going to the Glade of Lou, actually, so let's head that way. There's the Chastity again. Don't know who they're waiting for. But yeah, we can actually go to the sections of the Glade of Lou where we can get some stuff. I think if I remember right, if you were still looking for the prayer beads by this point, you could go to Needlefield and forage for it, and there'd be a talisman available there for you. So if you are still looking for them, there's another opportunity for you. And that would mean there's like 3 opportunities across the whole game for it, because you could do... Yeah, it'd be 3, because you could do at Big Bertrude's. That lets you forage for talismans. I didn't know that at the time, so I didn't look for it. When you go to Mur Pass, the first cycle, when you're on your way up Mount Elodiel, you can forage there for it. And then if you ever go to the Glade of Lou, you can land at Needlefield and forage for the prayer beads. So it'll give you 3 chances to get it. And you'll never get the same talisman twice. So if you don't get it at that point, that meant you got the other 3 out of the 4 possible talismans that you can get from foraging. And I'm sorry if that happened to you, because that sucks. So.
Trentichromatic.
Anyway, yeah. Nice, John. Tentachromatic. Thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate that. That's 30 months, and as you said, you are Tentachromatic. Awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate all the continued support. It's very good of you to do that. People die and or leave for whatever reason. Yeah, fair enough. We've mostly let them leave, but yeah, I hope none of them die. That would be unfortunate. All right. And I didn't hear the end result of the meeting you were in before, John. I think the last time you were here, you mentioned that as well. So hopefully that went well for you. I don't know what it was about, but again, hopefully it went well for you. Yeah, the River Scalorian is actually known on the other side because it's the largest river on the other side where the Commonwealth is, and it cascades down eternally into the downside. And from the sentencing ceremony, one of the last things they'll say to you is, "Begone to distant lands beneath our own, more suited to your kind." Fair enough. And apparently Limbless Arazek, the Root Titan, was defeated here. I think we learned that when we read Limbless Arazek's bio in the book, so... Arazek yet lives, a husk, a single foul seed, still rotting where once something mighty stood, and something mighty stands there now, because look at this cherry blossom tree. So, thanks, Tariq, appreciate it. Alright, so, Tizo seems enthusiastic about taking this route, or Volfrid notes a powerful talisman is rumored to be buried on this path. I don't really need the talismans, especially at this point. Although Volfrid, this was where he lived, basically, so it might be worth it to take him home. I don't know about that. I kind of want to go up here, to be honest, even though I said, I'll probably go to Cinder Root, but we don't need the talisman, so if it was something else, I'd probably go there. But this means I could get more vocation work in, so let's see what happens. We can go rummaging with Tizo. Let's do it. Well, yeah, he's kind of small, and he's got wings, and he can flitter about, so... No, what'd you find, Tizo? Sure, let's see what we got. Did I take a shovel with me when I was doing that farm work in the fallow fields? I don't know, maybe it'll help us find this, so... Whatever it is. The Bright Wisp. It's a talisman. Okay, well, I guess we got a talisman no matter what, so... You had the stream muted, but then it went, but it went well. Okay, good. Good, sounds like it's good. WFH is amazing. Oh, there you go. Work from home. Okay, yeah, that didn't register in my brain at first. Sorry, John. Work from home is amazing, though. Yeah, because it lets you do stuff like that, so. If banished while possessing the orb, the bearer has a chance to automatically pass it. Huh. How about that? Because if we get that to rank 20, that'll get it to 100%. And it would probably be good for Tizo, because then he can pass it and use the star sign to let everybody else pop up where he fell. Maybe we won't need the scribe snuff. This was a good choice. Nice find, Tizo. I'll take it. Unfortunately, you're still feeling under the weather, but, you know. What's on your mind, buddy? What are you perturbed about? Ah, okay, yeah, they're actually talking about his great-grandfather. But who was his great-grandfather? It's not a prank, bro. He doesn't seem the sort. Look at his dour face. Fair enough. The fact that he's his heir should give you, you know, a bit of a hint, and the fact that he's invoking the name of the 8 scribes should tell you who this is. So I think they even already mentioned it when we faced the accusers the last time, not this episode, but the previous time. Tizo's great-grandfather was Haub the Swallow, like the actual scribe Haub the Swallow. So, well, that's good to hear. Tariq, you are absolutely right. We definitely need Tizo, and we definitely need the whole group here, but he's a member of that group, so it's good for all of us to stick together in that regard. And he is a most remarkable and irreplaceable member of the group. Oh, thanks, Tizo. He's such a good boy. He's my little child, and I hope no one ever hurts him, or I will kill them with my bare hands. You're welcome, Tizo. You know what I need is I need a Tizo plushie. I feel like that would make a good little trophy for my desk. I don't think Supergiant made them, though. I'd probably have to commission it from somebody who's good at making that sort of stuff. Or I could use some of my old home ec skills, but God, I haven't stitched anything in years. Like, probably 20 years at this point, so... Well, he's very, like, focused in his efforts. He's driven and focused, as is, you know, normal for people born under his star sign. So sometimes I feel like he can't see what he's done because of it, you know. Yeah, he's kind of a trendsetter in that way, or a trailblazer. Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping that he gets to see the Commonwealth one day, Tariq. I think I know what I'm going to do. And it might be a little bit sketchy for him, but I think I know how we're going to try to get him there, or at least give him the best possible opportunity. So, well, that's not really going to avail him, because he's still sick with banishment sickness, but I'm glad his hope is up. That's nice. Didn't Tizo get banished multiple times on my behalf? Yes, but that's fleeting, thankfully. Like, he'll come back from that, so... I mean, he's sick now as a result of it, sure, but that can happen to anybody, so, like, it could have happened to Sir Gilman as well, and he wasn't banished very much in that, right? So, it can happen to anybody. And again, it's fleeting. It only lasts as long as the number of seconds left on his banishment, or until the next round, so. Plus, we got him to score on Lendl, so that was always nice. Hi,
Nothing but a
Brighton.
mindless farmhand.
Don't you fucking take my
Your
occupation
every action is a
as an
stain
insult.
upon
You
the
can't.
legacy of the 8 scribes.
Uh-huh.
The rites have been a long-held secret to keep out those such as you.
That sounds like your problem, not mine, because you threw me down here, you fucking jackass. Anyway, I've been tormented again. Yeah, so Brighton will, I think it's once per cycle from now till the end of the game. He'll basically visit you in your dreams and torment you. I kind of wish it actually made a difference, like it caused you to lose stats for the next rite, because like for global stats for everybody, but it doesn't have any indication. It's just there to mock you. So, well, no, we're not going to receive too warm of a welcome, but that's why we're overthrowing the government. So, all right, let's go fight the Tempers, or get stopped 2 feet away from the end of the needle field to talk to this messenger imp. All right, cool. This is about Rookie because he just got out. Well, good for him, I guess. I hope he turned it down anyway, but you know. Yeah, fair enough. And somewhat reluctantly, however. Good, good. It sounds like his old trafficking days are going to come in handy for us, so. Word for word from something he said, the rest of you better get back here soon or else. Fair enough, Rookie, fair enough. Well, yeah, I mean, he may talk a big game, but he's an honest dude, all things considered, so. And yeah, he's pretty prevalent trafficker, so. I think he does. You do get used to living out here, don't you? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And that'll give all of our companions another +1 hopes. Now, Tizo has +2, but again, he's not conducting this time, so, you know. I should give Sir Gilman the prayer beads, actually, since he's conducting in her place. We have another page revealed, the Glade of Lou. Should I go to see Ron first, see if he has any Stardust? I think I'm going to do that, actually. The last time we were here, Ron, but I never get tired of hearing it. Okay, that is not what I wanted. However, it is a fortified star serum, which permanently grants +1 quickness. I'm going to take that right away from you, Ron. Thank you very much. You're welcome, and thank you, because that was very nice of you. I'm actually going to give you the Thorn Knot back. We've actually poured a little Stardust into it, which is unfortunate for me, because it means I won't have as much available to keep upgrading the Bright Wisp, but we only need 5 to upgrade that all the way, so it shouldn't be too long. And as for the Fortified Star Serum, I'm probably going to give that to Bertrude, because the faster that she runs, the quicker that she'll get to the end of the field and just plunge for us, so I think it'll work out. I'm still going to keep Hawoob's Wing, though. I'm not quite ready to sell it yet because we don't need the money for anything. If we ever need the money for, like, Stardust or something, then I'll consider it, but for now I don't think we need it, so. And as for the rest of this, let's move this back out here for now. Give you the prayer beads so you can plunge with reckless abandon. And then Bertrude, have this. It might actually help with your unwellness. We'll see. But yeah, it gets her that extra +1 quickness. And every little bit that she gets helps, because she's already quick thanks to Serpent Swiftness. This will make her even faster. So, there you go. I think that's about it. I don't think we need anything else. Although I'm going to stick this on Tizo now, and I'm never going to take it off. So, there you go. Because again, it might actually help him, because then he'll pass the ball, and he'll still leave a star sign down, so that we can get a bunch of speed and stamina. So even if he gets like shoulder tackled or something, it won't matter because he'll just pass the ball, you know. So, and then we'll just stick Bertrude with the prayer beads and Volfred with the Ashen Coal. I guess we'll leave the Luminous Idol on Sir Gilman since it seems to work with him the best, and then Triesta's we'll obviously leave on Pamitha. We only need 3 to upgrade that all the way, so I only need like 8 more Stardust total, which should be doable. Probably not before the end game at this point, considering Ron hasn't really had any Stardust available, but by the end game we'll be able to do that, so. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate your business as well. Okay, so Slug Markets is unlocked in here as well, so we have 2 pages to read now in the book. So let's read them, shall we? We take a drink first. Alright. So, Slug Markets. There are natives in this land with some capacity for thought and oddly keen instinct for the mercantile. Suspicious creatures, but not disagreeable entirely. From time to time we make exchange with them. They lust for coins, for the imperial soul, though why they do not say. We speculate it is a delicacy. Like, they eat it? Alright, fair enough. It serves us a little purpose here, whilst their slug market wares are sometimes valuable. The creatures appear drawn to places where the heavens shine the brightest, perhaps because they know we are as well, and we carry all the money. What they want exactly is unclear. We taught them of our lands, yet they remain preoccupied with simpler things. Because shiny, clinky coin is enough for them. That's fair. It's probably a simpler existence that way. And sometimes simple is best. The Glade of Lu. Never have I witnessed an affront to nature, mine and everyone's, quite like the poisoned woods of limbless Arazek the Root Titan in his suffocating influence. You can tell Luscalorian's a scholar with all of the words he's got going on here. Whole bunch of SAT words thrown out there. I shall leave it to the boastful Underking to tell you more of Arazek's vanquishing, whilst I may tell you something of the glade that he protected, which became my own. For my own genealogy now occupies the soil there, and strives forevermore to prevent Arazek from taking root again. The brambles of the glade are constantly encroaching on themselves, then falling once again to dust. This miraculous cycle, reflected in the starlight piercing through the canopy, needs to be witnessed whenever the stars invite an audience. Because if the boughs of the tree, the boughs of the tree blot out the sun, that will make it a little harder for you to actually commence the rite. Speaking of which, here we go, second time against the Tempers. Not a whole lot going on in this particular one, although if you still had Joe Dario with you and you faced them a second time, excuse me, there is a special scene with her in the Tempers, but, well, she's gone at this point, so, yeah. What's up, Tizo? I imagine you did. I've heard they were your greatest rivals before we all got here, so let's see if they can live up to their names again. To be fair, my scoring opportunities are a little more limited now than they usually are because I can't just throw Birchroot at the frickin' Pyre and just get minus 30 damage, but, you know. Alright, Zilvius is off, Plurnas is off, Gandroth is off, Bylanthius is off, and Harn is off. Okay, so we'll just keep all the other ones on, as usual. And I think after this rite, I'm actually going to go use the restroom. A little earlier than usual, but again, I drank a ginger ale before this to get some trapped air in my stomach out through my throat, so there's more liquid in my stomach than usual. Or my intestines at this point. Brighton, do you know where it would be right now? I would hope not. It's kind of vulgar.
To think I saw in you a worthy heir.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Not just to the legacy of the Nightwings, but to the future of the Commonwealth.
You wanted me to be Archjustice Androboles X? Why would I take on such a pompous name? I can only ever be myself, man.
That, dear reader, would make you a fool.
Well, as a fool once told me up in the Commonwealth, it takes one to know one, Brighton.
Now for this blasted rite. Some of us still have our duties to uphold.
Yeah, you do seem to be clinging to that, because it's the only thing you can control anymore. Everyone else got off easy with work from home, you swear. You work a call center, everything takes too much time and focus for you to actually slack. Yeah, it kind of depends on the job, too, because, like in a call center, work from home opportunities don't really make a difference because you're doing the same amount of work anyway because it's a call center and those jobs suck, but yeah. So I feel for you, to be honest. I know what John's occupation is, though, and his job has a little bit... It probably has a similar workload to a call center, but it's not, like, as stressful, at least from what I understand from what John's told me, so... Yeah, tell that to these companies, I know. I don't think they'd listen to me if I did, but, you know. Ignarius, how you feeling? Yeah, she, sorry about that if you felt like you could have a thing with her, but she had better places to be. I will, have one of us let her know, because I sure as hell ain't getting out of here. I don't know, man. I saw the way she looked at you one time. The unique scene you get, by the way, if she's still here with Ignarius, basically she talks a big game again, and then after the rite, they embrace one another, and then do more than that, but that's all off-screen, and also not safe for work, so... Oh, you got a current crone this time. Okay, interesting.
Traitors.
So Ignarius' roster bio has been updated now that we're facing him again. Here it is for you. His crime was assault. His motive was anger. It was poor sentencing, if you want me to be completely honest with you. What's his salute here? For 7 seconds after saluting, he deals an additional 10 damage. So he would deal 40 damage to the Pyre after saluting. And if he banishes all of you, well, that's not good. So... They all want us back in the office despite work from home being in effect for 2 years and numbers improved. Yeah, I know, it's because they can't control you as much if you're working from home. So, process mortgages, and right now it's hard for people to buy, so nothing really comes in. You just disappear all day. Fair enough. Honestly, that sounds not too bad, John. I'm glad for you. You get 20 to 30 calls a day, and a lot of them are half an hour or more. Yeah, and that's not... I already have enough of a problem working... Like, when I worked at the credit union, I already had enough of a problem working at the call desk. That was a terrible job, so... I mean, it was nice when, like, you'd get calls from people who know you from the teller line, and they're like, "Oh, I know you. What are you doing at the call line?" "Oh, well, you know, there's nobody else to do it today, so..." But yeah, it's not much fun. So I see most of them have scribe rocks. I'm not sure if that's the best use for them, but that's fair. Anyway, we only have 3 people, so we know who we're bringing to this, right?
Volfred.
This year has been the chillest of your life. Take advantage of it while you can, John. It's good that it's chill, so just keep it up and, you know, make sure you make the most of it. So, people will gladly put off their problems until they can't work anymore. Then they call us and expect us to fix 4 to 10 problems at the same time and in 5 minutes, then complain when it takes longer than that. Yeah. I full well know that. I'm honest with you. I wish it wasn't that way, but I full well understand, believe me. I still don't understand why Sir Gilman's hope is in the red. We have united in purpose and high morale, but for some reason it's in red. It must be some sort of graphical glitch. Oh well, it hasn't made a huge difference so far anyway, and it probably won't here either. Alright, here we go.
The choice is cast.
I'm sure you are, Pamitha. I'm ready for them as well. Let's see what you've got, Ignarius. See if you can make a difference. His team might not be so good, honestly, depending on whether the amount of their... Oh, hang on. Okay. Actually, why don't you run before that? Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Ooh, hang on. Oh, okay.
A stroke of luck is all.
Sir Gilman, why don't you, like... Okay, that's not what I wanted you to do. Okay, I'm not gonna take the orb. Never mind. That was a silly turn. And it's still not over yet, to be fair, so... I caught it. Good. Run, run, run! Quick. Okay, wait. Now go. Okay. Yeah. We got in. Good. That was a silly turn. Anyway, let's just do this. Get you over there. I'll take this. Thank you. Whoa, okay. He's trying to sniper rifle me. It ain't gonna work, though. Whoa, okay. Nice jump. Douse Pyre without banishment. Fair enough. Okay. I could use his aura shield, and that would probably work out in that situation, but... Oh well. Alright, run real quick, and off we go.
Absolution.
Try to let Sir Gilman do some scoring while he's here, because he doesn't always get the opportunity to score right now, with Bertrude being here. So, grab that. I guess I'm flying now. Oh, I'm dropping it. Never mind. Just take this, thank you. I don't have Tizo, so I can't use the star sign to, like, maneuver a little better. Oh, I'm gonna run out, yeah. So when you run out of stamina with Pamitha, if you don't fly into the Pyre, Triesta's doesn't work, so... Yeah, it doesn't work out for you if that's the case, so... Ooh, nice. But we do have prayer beads to fall back on, so I'm kind of okay with this. Ooh, okay. I shouldn't fall back on that, though. Whoa.
Unacceptable.
Okay, that was strange. I'll take it.
Soon be ashes on the ground.
Would you like to try that one again? You know what? I didn't do that right. It's okay, but I didn't do that right. Nice. Yeah, well, I never. Me neither.
As per the sacred law. Perhaps you are worthy.
You're just saying that. I know you are. Well, okay. Don't take the orb. I don't want it. You can come get it for all I care. Okay, for all I care.
Exiles remain banished.
Hang on, I need to use his like that. Okay. Never mind, I can't use it like that. Okay, don't do that. There you go. Shit. Okay. I should have just tried to cast on him, but that's okay. That's fine. Do this. Take this before I get lambasted. You can try to jump, but you're not faster than she is, so... Oh yeah, Dullness the Locket actually took place there. They actually got some of their Pyre back from Dousing Mine, so there you go. I see some chat, I'll read it once I'm done, so... We've been trying to practice so we can keep up with you guys, so... I'll slow down with that thought process there, Ignarius. Besides, the rites are almost over, so you're going to be able to find something else to do soon enough to give your life purpose. I like the gigantic chunk of vines that just spawn directly in front of them, so now they have to wander all over the place just to grab the orb. So, which way do I go, George? This way. Okay, just go in. I had to make a split decision there. Alright, hide behind cover. That's fine. And in we go. Alright, so the last one shouldn't be too far away. Get that out. Slide over here. Okay, maybe go behind cover instead of sliding right there. Okay, gotta wait a sec. Which way do I go, George? This way again! Oh god. Nice, we made it. Good work, Sir Gilman.
The you-know-who prevailed.
Of course we did. Noxalis.
Though, if you ask me. The rite is done.
Sure is, Brighton. Now go back to your hole. Yeah, well, you were too busy thinking about Jodariel, Ignarius. You need to get her off your brain so that you can actually work.
There is much to learn from this experience.
There sure is, because Sir Gilman has maxed himself out in enlightenment. Awesome. Are you sure you have nothing whatsoever left to learn? Because I feel like life still has a lot to teach you, Sir Gilman, but, well, you can get to that when you get out of here, so... Fair enough. Alright, let's see here. What else did I miss? You discovered the game Factorio this year, and so you didn't make the most of it. You wanted to learn cybersecurity. Oh, well, fair enough. I don't know anything about Factorio, though, now that I think about it. I haven't actually heard of it. I might have to look it up. So, yeah, Sir Gilman, the legend. The Prayer Beads legend. 15 points every round. So, he's just so fast, man. He's ridiculous. Your brain can't stand people in the same way that you used to. The only people who call in are the willfully ignorant buffoons. It's always fun to have someone try to lecture you. They clearly have no fucking clue what they're saying. And they say, I don't know, you're the IT guy. If you don't fucking know what you're talking about, then shut the fuck up. Yeah, I wish people actually followed that rule sometimes. But then I wouldn't have very much to say in most games, would I? So it's not really a hard and fast rule. So... The Worm Knight somehow did it. I feel insulted. You should. He's throwing Sir Gilman's good name under the bus when he says that. But then again, we already know Brighton's an asshole, so... Yeah. Oh, the voice man's name is Brighton, by the way. We learned that since the last time you were here, Lifeblood, so now you can refer to him as such. Okay, so we have Valiant Return, or we have Quick Draw. I feel like Quick Draw would be more consistent. I mean, like, this isn't bad, because it lets him pop back when all of his allies are banished, but it only happens once. If he gets banished again, he doesn't come back with Valiant Return, so you can't just keep abusing it. So I think this is more consistent, so I'll just grab Quick Draw. Because then he can cut, get all of his stamina back, and then cut back and hit them again, and if they, didn't get it the first time, and then go back to his original position, so that he can then grab the ball or keep going, so, You know Factorio, your friend plays it. Oh, there you go, nice. At least somebody's aware of it. I'll look it up, though, John, so I can take a look and see what it's all about after I'm done. So. I'm sure it did. You guys were taught from birth that it was a terrible place and you should try to kill it. Well, I'm glad, Pamitha, because that anger is a hell of a weight to carry around. As for her final skill, Sleight of Wing, not really a big fan, but for 5 seconds after banishing an adversary, Pamitha moves faster than usual. Considering I'm trying to get her as fast as possible, this just seems like a natural upgrade. So, Winged Fury it is. Might actually use her to banish people a little more now, because of it. Volfrid needs one more right to max out, and then Bertrude, like I said, we'll probably just have her do a tutoring session the next time that's available, and then she'll only have one right left, and she's maxed out. So we're almost to max on all 5 of our characters. Again, the experience has been a flow in this time, so that's pretty good. I think at this point in my previous playthrough, I lost... Okay, the first time I played this game, I lost, I think, 6 rights total, and then the previous time I lost 4. So, us still only having 1 loss is pretty insane to me. So, I shouldn't jinx it, but, you know. You think it's your favorite game of all time now? Sucked you in hard. Nice. It's always good when games are able to do that, especially ones that aren't like... I get the feeling Factorio was more of an indie game, so it's always nice when you find a developer that you may not have known about previously, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, this is a really good game. So, it's like you made a little treasure discovery, you know? So, alright, so good job with everybody. The banishment sickness is taken care of, so we're in good shape. Yeah, I think I have a good awareness of what we've got here, Tariq, so... The path to freedom reveals itself once more. We're back to the liberation rites, so let's take a look at Solium. Excuse me. Yeah, see, you can even see the red from the Titan stars encroaching on Solium now. Like, see how it's kind of fragmenting its light around the sides there? So this is getting even worse. We have to fight Umilda again, so that's a little unfortunate, because again, that probably means that Chastity will be the next liberation rite, unless I manage to see them before the 6th liberation rite, so we can have them fight them and then fight the Pyre Hearts, because then we'd cuck over Manly, not in the most pompous way possible, we'd still cuck them over, and we'd cuck over the accusers, but, you know, sometimes you get that opportunity, sometimes you don't, so. How many rites left? Probably 4 or so and 2 liberation rites. The rite cycle sped up since you were last year, yeah. So we've conducted 21 rites. There are a total of 26 rites in the game, so we are fast approaching the conclusion to this game. There's 3 more liberation rites, so that's 3 of the rites already, and then there's only 2 more regular rites in between, so that's not good. So, Finium, the 18th of 12th moon. That all happened in 6 days? Holy shit. A chance at liberty presents itself again. I do not know yet whom to choose this time. The group is so accommodating, yet I know they look to me to make the best decision for us all. Well, I have mostly scorers to liberate at this point, so that's going to be a big hit no matter who goes, but we'll see. We are about to work with a man down, yeah, basically, so. What happens if the plan fails? Is that even possible? So it does, it never, quote-unquote, fails fully. If you liberate nobody throughout the game, or if you only liberate, I think, 1 person throughout the whole game, and that 1 person isn't Volfrid, the plan will end in a very bloody revolution. Thousands of people on the surface will die in the process of doing this, and the Highwing remnants will completely lay siege to the Commonwealth itself. So basically, everything will get fucked, and they'll have to rebuild everything from the ashes of what came before without the Highwing remnants' help. If we continue on this path, and we liberate 2 more people, the peaceful revolution will happen, and they might even be able to work with the Highwing remnants. So that's how much of a big difference that'll make. So, yeah. I'm sure you have. I mean, you guys have probably had a long time to get to know each other. But, yeah, with the Titan stars, you know. Thanks, Tariq. Appreciate it. I do need rest, but I also need to go use the restroom, so we'll go do that, and then we will, I guess we'll read the page on the Tempers once I come back. But for now, let me go use the restroom, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. When does the Virgil run come from DMC5? That's a good question. I haven't decided yet. I might go back to it at some point to do that, so we can play through the full story. I think that would be fun, but I haven't decided yet when that's going to happen. It's probably not going to be soon, though, because I have one more suggestion left from the old stream suggestions list, and it's going to be a long project, so probably not in the next couple of months. So, there you go. Okay, but let's take off from the last place we really needed to go to get all the information out of this place, and we'll head back up to the Fall of Solium. There's another imp there just hanging around. Oop, hang on. What do I got here? Oh. Well, what the hell happened to those places? What's going on, Tariq? Oh, yeah, I suppose that's true. So we can make a landing closer to the Scribe's Gate now, but I think that also robs you of the opportunity to do vocations on the way to the Scribe's Gate. Like, because before you could land at those other places further away, and you'd have more opportunities to gain favor with the scribes and do vocation work, but yeah. I don't think you have that opportunity anymore. So Sir Gilman will gain favor from the scribes here, and if we go here, Volfred will. So I know I'm bringing Volfred within this right because he's our defensive guy. So I think I'll bring him to gain favor. Okay, so it looks like Umilda and them went to the cistern. That's fair. I wouldn't expect to see them anywhere else. Sorry, that's probably mean, but you know. Months? What game is that long? Not even Persona's that long. I mean, my Persona 5 stream through took 53 streams to beat, so, or 52 streams? I think it was 52 streams, so that was like a 3.5 month project. This one is not quite that long, but it'll probably take about 2.5 months, I think, to beat. So, it's a bit of a long one. So, yeah, it'll take a little bit. Oh, I know I'm slow. I play all these games way too slow. Like, most people would have had Pyre beaten on, like, the 5th stream at this point, to be honest, because it's not that long of a game, but I like to read slow and really take in the details and all that stuff, so, you know. Alright, Volfred, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't think they ever anticipated this happening, so, you know. True. Very true. Oh, and we can pursue vocations now. And Volfred gained +2 presence for the next right. This also affects his sapling, by the way, so that's actually really nice for him. If we find any of the fortified serums that allow us to increase presence, I'll probably be giving them to Volfred. So, there you go. We can mentor Bertrude now while we're here, so let's take care of that. And then I think after that we're done mentoring. I don't think we need to do it ever again, because if I take Bertrude for this right, she'll be maxed out. And if I take Volfred for this right, he'll be maxed out even without mentoring. So Bertrude, you're my last student. Let's see what we can teach each other. How do they contribute to prevailing in the rights? The easiest answer is get Bertrude the ball. Oh, man. Alright, but yeah, with that inspiration, she'll easily get to the top of her ranks after this. And then we'll have everyone maxed out, no matter who we get rid of. So. You're almost 100 hours into Etrian Odyssey 5. Yeah, and I mean, consider the fact that we play for like 2 hours and 45 minutes per stream. So 100 hours would be like... It'd be more than 33 streams because it'd be 15 minutes off per stream. So it'd be every 4 streams I'd lose a whole hour. So it'd probably be like, an 100-hour game would be like 40 streams, which is not actually too far from what I expect from the next project. Alright, we took care of our vocations. Let's go to the Scribe's Gate. Celeste will let us through. Hopefully Aurelek hasn't tampered with the Scribe's Gate and given her reason to tell us, no, you're fucked, you can't go in. And then we'll go fight the Withdrawn. Their spirits are dampened because they have lost their a little bit of their faith in the Astralborn, to be fair, so. Oh. Well now, that sounds like an order, Tariq. Oh boy. Okay, never mind. I thought that was an order for something that wasn't going to be her reaming you out for blaspheming directly in front of the gate. Oh boy. Thanks, Celeste. Alright then. Fair enough. Let's get out of here before Celeste has reason to strike you down with unearthly thunder. Did I already stream Mario Odyssey? No, but I'm really looking forward to that stream because Mario Odyssey is probably the Mario game that's most likely to usurp Mario Galaxy for me as one of my favorite platformers of all time. So it hasn't happened yet. I don't currently own a Switch. When I was streaming Switch games before, that was on Cole's Switch, my brother's Switch, and he's moved out and took his Switch with him. So I don't currently own one, but when I own one, you better believe it that Super Mario Odyssey is going to be one of our first projects. I'm looking forward to it. No EO game is that long. You're just training 21 people in a guild instead of just 5. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a lot of work. I think your last run of EO4 had you in at about 12 hours. Okay, that sounds a little bit more doable. That sounds more like about 5 or 6 streams for me. Oh, were you, Ron? I mean, did you make money today? Where you could, close up early? Oh, it's been a little slow. A sale, huh? You know what, Ron? Sure, why don't you go for it? That sounds like fun. Let's liven things up a bit, spice up the pot. Alright, fair enough. He's not gonna do the sale yet, but... And it's mostly a joke, to be honest with you, the sale, but we'll talk about that. Here's a shooting star talisman. The bearer can banish adversaries by flinging the orb into them. So this is like the demon skill, Celestial Spike. It lets you use that on anybody without having to buy that skill. Or on Jodariel, if you didn't go up that side of the tree with her, which I didn't, but Jodariel's already liberated, so I can't really make good use of it. So, let's hope, so I don't really need that. I might buy some Sun Serum, honestly, for, later, but I don't know if I really need it. So I do need this Scoop of Stardust, though, because that's a +4, which will definitely come in handy for us. So I'll take that from you, Ron. Thank you. You're welcome. And I'll take this. You're welcome. So do I max out Triestas and then work on the Bright Wisp, or do I just start working on maxing out the Bright Wisp? I guess it depends on who I'm sending home today, or in this right, huh? It didn't do it for you, so Galaxy is your favorite still? No, I mean, that's fair. I think that Odyssey is a bit of an acquired taste. I really love the technical aspects of the movement in Odyssey by comparison to Galaxy. Like, Galaxy, you could make some technical movement strategies, but there's, so much to it in Odyssey. With the hat throwing and the long jumping and all that stuff. You can go miles and miles if you do the movements in a very technical way. So I love messing with that, and I think that's what appealed to me about it. So. Oh wait, they're all slugs. You thought Greenie was a goblin or something like this. He does have that sort of a face, doesn't he? He sort of looks like a goblin, but yeah, they're all slug people, basically. So, I mean, maybe the goblins in this world are all slug people. You never know. You could be right and wrong at the same time. I'm sure Ron's gonna have more Stardust, actually, so maybe I'll just do this and use the remaining 1 on the Bright Wisp. Yeah, that's fine, because we're not gonna use Tizo in the right for a little while yet anyway, so it's probably fine if I just do that. Okay, so we're bringing Volfred and Bertrude for sure, and then whomever of these 3 we're liberating, we'll bring them too. So, yeah. Thank you, Ron. You guys did get quite a bit, yeah. We also got another page, Indigenous Imps. Did I read the one on the Tempers yet? I don't think I did, so let's read it now. Before we do the Liberation Rite. No, I didn't, because it's still glowing down there. Alright, Indigenous Imps. Let me read after I take a drink. How about that? There we go. Special mention must be given to the downside's most prolific native creature, which we call the Imp. With all respects to our comrade Haoub, an imp himself, possessing of extraordinary intellect, most imps are driven by the simplest impulses, to eat, to drink, to procreate, to move, and to survive. These creatures, then, are symbols of this place. They are far more resilient than they seem. Though wild by their nature, they, like all of us, can learn. Haoub insists that imps are willing to be put to work. Like other aspects of the downside, they wish more than to exist, but to exist with purpose. And it looks like since Haub's time, they've found some purpose because some of them are drive imps and they help us all with our black wagons, so that's not bad. It's not just us, by the way, that have drive imps. Every single triumvirate has drive imps to help them manage the wagons, so yeah. Quite a few imps that are employed out there, apparently. The Tempers. Mur, the Horned One, formed the Tempers upon his own ideals. Ingrained in this triumvirate are basic truths about the dual roles of strength and gentleness. The Horned One, he has had a dualistic nature for as long as he and I consider each other a friend. The stories I am told about Mur's youth describe no one I know. When he was really selfish. All of us are capable of more. I was once an imp that could not write. Mur was once a man that could not think. The Tempers once were ordinary folk. Now they rise to greatness, always striving, never overreaching. They are not like Mur himself. Rather, they are what Mur wished he could be. And in a way, Ignarius kind of resembles Mur in his youth, because Ignarius does not strive anymore. He says things, he talks a big game, but he's in the midst of basically an existential crisis for his own existence at all times throughout this game, so he never really succeeds in what he does unless he gets liberated, in which case, well, he succeeds, but not to the benefit of your plan, basically. So, Sandra, any parting advice before I go to the next liberation rite? Nope. Okay, fair enough. Just good to see me, just good to see you too. Okay, we are ready. Let's commence the next liberation rite. And we have to fight the Withdrawn to get someone out of here, so we'll see what we can do against them. This is the 4th time we're fighting them, too, so they might be pretty tricky. I usually don't fight anybody a total of 4 times, unless it's like the Accusers, because I like cucking over Lendl, but, you know. Yeah, I feel that, Tariq, especially since I'm the one that has to make the decision about who goes out of here, so... Sure, what's on your mind? Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm surprised that someone like you hasn't gone up there yet. Well, I hold no ill will to anybody who leaves here, because it's unlikely that I'll ever be able to get out of here, considering what the book says. But if I could leave this place, what would I do? This determines your future in the game, and it makes a little bit of a difference in the epilogue as well. Not much, a few little lines of dialogue, but it's enough to make you feel like you're a part of the story, so. We started out as a farmer, so if we tended the land, it would probably come pretty easy to us, and we did tend the land down here already, but, what else? There's also the seas out in the Commonwealth. I love my time in the Sea of Solace here in the downside, so the emerald coasts of the Commonwealth might even be a better place to go, and it would give me something else to do besides tending the land. A quiet, peaceful life in the outskirts. I mean, that's fair. And we could also fight for our freedom, although if we keep this up, we won't have to fight for it. The peaceful ending means that barely any bloodshed, if any, will happen. So which of these do I like? I gotta go with the sea one, I think. Because again, I love how magical looking the Sea of Solace is in this game. It's like such a painting when you first come across it. And it's so like, it's such a more positive turn to things after you had to wallow in the fallowed fields of the flagging hands for so long. It's just like, wow, this place is awesome compared to where we just were. A little rough because of the Deathless Tempest, but I mean, the west side is pretty nice, so maybe we'll sail across the seas, see what we can find out there. Maybe if I take on a life of adventure out there, I won't get arrested for literacy for reading books about it anymore. Yeah. I hope so, Tariq, but again, I don't hold any qualms about doing that because the book says I can't leave. I'm not doing the rites myself. I'm not participating in them actively, so there's no way. But I'll be glad if someone else takes up the mantle on the other side for me. That would be cool of them. Maybe I can con one of my good buddies here to do it for me. All right, we'll leave these on. So, honestly, this hell is a nice place. Yeah, I mean, when you don't have to worry about the fact that like the game's like, oh well, you got to get food and you got to keep moving to stay away from all the hellish weather and all that stuff. But from a player's standpoint, this place is paradise. Like, it's beautifully rendered. There's something to do, at least until all the rites end. But yeah, it's not bad.
align once more over the sacred fall of Solium. 'Twas here that the 8 scribes ordained the glorious tradition in which you now participate.
And they trapped someone for eternity.
Tradition which you and that instigator Wolfred seek to undermine.
I mean, he's not the only one?
My sincerest hope. Your adversaries in this liberation rite achieve instead what they desire.
You do realize what you are saying
Quickly put out your
when you say that, right, Brighton? Because
Let us get on with the proceedings then.
if the Withdrawn succeed, they will re-summon the Astralborn, and the world you know will burn anyway. Are you so desperate to put us down that you'd be willing to watch everything burn anyway? I mean, if we keep going, it's just gonna happen, but there'll be significantly less bloodshed, bro. What is wrong with you? Oh boy. It's one of the reasons, by the way, why I didn't want the Withdrawn to show up here, because the further along in the game you get, the more bitter that Brighton gets towards you, and he starts wanting your adversaries to win the liberation rights instead of you, because he knows you're plotting against him. And if the Withdrawn are among those that could win against you, his words don't really make that much sense. Excuse me, but, well, you know. Okay, last time in the game we get to hear trap music, so that's fun. You know, I'm not so convinced that her faith was that shaken considering what she's saying, but maybe the words ring hollower to her than they used to. Can we disqualify her right now, Celeste? She's still blaspheming. I guess she wasn't blaspheming the scribes there, she was just blaspheming us. She has said that word, like, what, 4 times since she was here? Can we just disqualify her right now so I can save myself some trouble? Choose quickly before she says the word Islak again. I said it a 3rd time now. Alright, you two get prepped. Let's figure out who we're sending home.
Whom do you endeavor to return?
Okay, so I have a plan for this, and basically, I'm going to send either Sir Gilman or Pamitha home this time. I will let all of you choose which one of them goes, because it doesn't really matter to me which one goes, so choose who you'd like to see leave before Brighton castrates me. And Celeste does the same. Who's going home, Sir Gilman or Pamitha? It doesn't really matter to me which one goes, to be honest, so. Honestly, Brighton doesn't give 2 shits at this point. Once the rites end, then he has one less thing that he has to worry about. Yeah, I guess then he can worry about the uprising in the Commonwealth, so that's fair. 2 things if you count the potential to replace him. Why am I being mean? Pamitha or Sir Gilman? Okay, so I have to tie-break this? Oh boy. Do I have a coin anywhere? I guess I can ask Google to flip a coin again. I'll tie-break this, hang on, let me see. Yeah, we'll flip a coin. Flip a coin. Alright, so if it's heads, I'm not looking at it. It's flipping right now, but I'm not looking at it. If it's heads, we'll let Sir Gilman go free because he's over here. And because he's first, basically. And if it's tails, we'll let Pamitha go free, so yeah, so much for choosing. Yeah, I know, because now we've got one of each, basically, so. Yeah, I think John is gone at the moment, so we can't really, yeah, we have to. Oh, no one else is here, so I have to oppose you. Oh, boy. Alright, so I didn't look at the screen, it flipped the coin, let's see what we got. So heads is Sir Gilman, tails is Pamitha, to be clear, and the answer is tails. So Pamitha's going first. Alright then. I'll be clear though, Sir Gilman's going in the next one anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh, John's back. What was the question? Who gets liberated next? Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize you were coming back so quickly. I was letting chat choose who got liberated next between Sir Gilman and Pamitha, and I had to flip a coin to figure it out, because we had one of each, so. It's okay, though, because if Sir Gilman gets to leave next time, that means that he might actually get to face the Pyre Hearts, if all goes well, if I face the Chastity before then. So, we'll see what happens. Anyway, to go with the rest of them, I'm going to have, let's see, who's got the prayer beads? Sir Gilman, you've got them, right? Yeah, okay. Here we go. So, we'll have Wolfred up here. Again, he's our defense guy, but he's a little bit out of position right now, but that's okay. We'll see what we can do. and then we'll have Bertrude go along. We'll have two big scorers. Although Pamitha's probably mostly going to be grabbing the orb in this case, because then Bertrude can just run across the field. Alright then, let's see what we can do against them. Again, we only have 80 Pyre to work with, so we gotta be a little careful, but yeah, I'll see what I can do. Alright, I gotta drop on the orb while flying here, because that makes me faster than them. So, yeah, alright, you do that. Okay, and then go like this, and there we go. Alright, go grab this. Oh god. Get away from me, you crazy witch! Alright, run before he jitters into me. Good. Should I? I'm gonna let Pamitha do this one, actually. Because she already used her jump, so why not? And with Triesta's Plume maxed out, she deals 25 damage. So that's pretty good, actually, all things considered. Oh god, get me away from you. Run. Don't run. Never mind. 1-2. Good. Winged Fury. Use it, Pamitha. Use all that quickness. At the rate we're going, they might not even get through the whole verse of Never to Return. I can let it play out while she's blaspheming over here, though, and I can read chat, so... Dang, Volfred actually sounds a little inspiring. Well, he is trying to plan a revolt, so he's got to have some good words to him, you know? The music's going nuts. Oh my god, yeah, the music is really good with the Withdrawn here. As much as I didn't want them to be here, this is probably one of my favorite versions of Never to Return, so... It sounds so final bossy, you know? Yeah, this track is really good. Again, though, I would recommend not looking it up until the finale tomorrow, because it has serious spoilers in it, so... Just let it play out a little bit. I think it's the combination of the bass in the background with like the wispier sounds from the trap music. It all flows so well with the lead guitar. So they should be the last Liberation, right? It would be great. Yeah, it would have worked better if they would have been like the 6th one, honestly, because the final boss is always the last one. But yeah, we'll get to that tomorrow. So. Song is really nice. It kind of reminds you of the lady in Hades. It should. It's the same singer, John. Ashley Barrett does Celeste's singing voice in this game, and Darren Korb does Tariq's singing voice and most of the instruments. So, there you go. Yeah, it's the same voice actor, actually. Yeah, oh snap. Same voice actor, same developer. This is the game they made before Hades, actually. So, there you go. You almost moved your mouse too far. If you hadn't been paying attention, you'd have unfollowed for a second. Oh, that's okay. It would have been fine. You could have fixed that in a heartbeat. You almost fucking fell into that trap, like, damn, yeah. Well, you know. You thought the art style was similar. Yep, same artist. Gen Z did the artwork for this one as well. Alright, we heard the song, so let's let her invocate. Oh, good. There are dark pools of banishing ichor wherever an exile is banished. I guess we just need to not get banished for the remainder of the rite, which will end in about 2 seconds. Oh, that's Bertrude. Not who I wanted, but okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll make it work. God, I'm gonna need a little more stamina. Okay, now we're good. Go.
And there it is.
Goodbye. What a slaughter.
The Night Wings proved their worth.
Noxalis, everybody.
Their adversaries, they defeated utterly.
We sure did. I don't even think they scored.
Thus ends the liberation.
They barely even had the ball. This is why Bertrude is busted, by the way, and her and Pamitha combined, ain't nobody stopping you. Like, you're gonna need to turn the difficulty up if you have the both of them. So.
Absolved of all misdeeds. Return to glory.
That being said, if you're playing on true Nightwing difficulty, this team is probably the one that works the best if you get the right combination of talismans. So.
To carry out their rightful sentences.
Alright, so we're in good shape. Tamitha is going to be either very unhappy about this or very happy about this, depending on how she looks at it. So, if Sir Gilman is next, what happens to the plan if we never liberate Volfred? So you lower the chances of you getting the most peaceful ending if you don't liberate Volfred. If you do liberate him, you can never get the bloodiest ending in the game. So the bloody revolution will never happen. The only ones that you can get are the kind of bloody revolution, which is the middle ending, the neutral ending, or the good ending, which is the peaceful revolution, if you liberate Volfred. That being said, in order to get the peaceful revolution, even if Volfred's liberated, you still need to liberate a total of 6 exiles. So, yeah, it prevents you, liberating him prevents you from getting the worst ending. So if you haven't liberated everybody up to that point, it's probably best to liberate him if you can. But if you have, it's okay. It's not going to make a huge difference. Don't count him out just yet, though. There are a total of 7 liberation rights, and usually I play him in the center, so he may have his chance yet. We'll see. I mean, you can. You don't have to. Everybody else kind of did. You don't? I mean, I'd like to think that now you can start a new life. A better life than the one you lived with the remnants, and a better one that you lived than the one you lived down here. That's the plan. But, yeah, I mean, she's pretty bitterly hanging on to that, but I'm glad you made attempts to set things right, Pamitha, because if you didn't, we never would have met, and neither of us would have benefited from that, so. Yeah, a new life may have been given to you. You're welcome. Alright, well, have fun up there. Hopefully they treat you with more respect than they do to most of your kind. They probably won't. Yeah, let's hope they didn't burn the place to the ground yet, because we're trying to do that, but in a less burning sense. Pamitha has earned back her freedom. May she return to the Commonwealth and leave the downside forever in glory.
Godspeed, Pamitha Thane.
Like a beautiful swan.
The scribes are watching, even now. Watching as their glorious tradition draws to a close.
That man's got a silver tongue. Avoiding mass bloodshed is no easy feat. Yeah, well, the helpful thing with him is the fact that he's got all those agents up there helping him do what he needs to do, so that definitely makes a big difference, but yeah. Oh, good, we get an update on the plan right now. 75% at the moment. I don't think that accounts for Pamitha just yet, but, well, it's good to know about it. I disagree, Volfred. I think we're doing well for ourselves, and I have every faith the plan will succeed. Well, I'm glad that you feel that way, because I feel the same. Okay, so we could get, if we wanted to, Final Kindling so that we have that second chance opportunity, but I don't know, if we ever get to the point where we're losing that badly anyway, I'd rather just lose the right and move on with my life. Especially now that everyone's maxed out, we actually don't need Enlightenment ever again. So we can lose every right from here on out, other than the Liberation rights, of course, because we want to get people out of here. But we can lose the regular rights from here on out and not really have any consequences. So, but let's grab Numbing Gust because it's really, really good. So, as for Bertrude, up she goes. Maxed out. Have you, and what have you found? Awesome. Good to hear, Bertrude. I'm glad that you've gained something out of all of this. Alright, so we could get Greater Blast, which increases the arc of her shot, so that it is now, instead of it just being at like a 75-degree angle, it's like 105 degrees, so it's more around her, and it's easier to hit things with. If you want to get that, though, I'd say also go for something that increases her presence some more so that her aura gets wider, because there are spaces and gaps in between her aura that make it a little tough to hit people with. So maybe get her a Scribe Rock or something to make that easier. But I like the Prayer Beads with her too much. It's just too good for her scoring opportunities. You could get Sudden Blast if you want, but the timing of her blast, you kind of get a feel for the timing from doing it over the course of the whole game. So changing it all of a sudden, it trips me up a little bit. So let's go for Vital Pounce, since we said that before. I also figured out how this works, by the way. I looked it up. So what you need to do with Vital Pounce is you need to land next to an adversary without landing in their aura when you pounce with her, and that will cause her to instantly recover all of her stamina. So, like, if I jump towards the goal and I land next to somebody and they move, she'll get all her stamina back so she can just run into the goal if I miss for some reason. Like, I missed previously with her, and I've had to kind of, like, claw my way into the goal from there for a couple of feet, but now it should make it a little easier because she can just start running again. So this one, I mean, you could use it, but it's once per right, so I don't really find it all that useful. So I do like the quote, though. "Begone from here, lest I reduce thee to thine primal form." And that's Milith, to the Imperial Chief Investigator that sent her down here way back when the Empire of Sar was happening.
Now take your execrable companions someplace else.
I will. It's very stuffy around here, Brighton. So 2 more liberations. Oh, fuck, that nukes your question of what happens when a triumvirate falls below 3 members. Lame. Yeah, we don't get the opportunity for me to actually conduct a rite, unfortunately, because there aren't enough liberation rites for that to happen, so... Yeah, I'm gonna miss Pamitha, honestly. She's one of the best scorers in the game, and I do like her character, to be fair, so... I find that her character gets better, though, if you still have Jodariel down here for a little while, because she kind of bounces off Jodariel a little more across the game than she does with Ruki. She only really does it with Ruki, like, once, so... I mean, it's not bad. I'm glad to have seen those scenes, because I've never seen them, but, you know. True. Very true. We will have to make do without her here, even though I'm taking away one of my best scorers, but, you know. Sir Gilman's still here. He can still score pretty well for us, so it's fine. She contributed 7% to the plan, so the plan's current probability is 82%. Again, though, we only need to liberate one more individual to get the best ending to the revolution, so just that number is just there to tell you, hey, you're getting closer, so... Alright, let's see what day it is and where the stars will take us next. Oh good, it's raining at almost Christmas. That's not a good sign. Damn, Brighton, stop being such a pissy brat. You won your freedom, let the others win theirs. He doesn't like that because the others winning theirs will directly contribute to the downfall of the society that brought him where it is. So, the few remaining stars still shine for me. Let's find our way among them. We'll read Volfred's planner as well while we're at it. We could go to Gaul. We haven't been there since the beginning of the game, I think. Or Milith. Or back to Orez again. We'll see who's playing where here. The Chastity are up at the top, so if we find them, I'm definitely going after them, because as you can see here, the cycle of the rites has accelerated again. There's only one rite to the next liberation now, and it's whichever one you go to next. So, do the best you can with this. Let's read this. Lundium, the 21st of 12th moon, 8:57 AS. If the last rite is on Christmas, it's going to be kind of crazy. It's becoming more and more evident just how few liberation opportunities remain. I expect that they shall soon present themselves, one after the other. Then let us make ready and end this. I'm taking charge! Alright, there's the essence. If you go to them after fighting them a second time in a liberation rite, if Pamitha's still with you, they do have unique lines of dialogue where Tamitha kind of, sort of forgives Pamitha in a way, a little bit, but also not really. So you could go there if you still had Pamitha with you, but we liberated her, so the Fate are here, and the Chastity are here. Okay, so you know where I'm going next, then. You played Somerville this week, the new game from one of the founders that made Limbo and Inside. Oh, okay, nice. How'd that go for you? I remember Inside. I didn't get to play Limbo, but I did play Inside, and it was pretty okay. Yeah, how'd that go for you? Alright, so, Manly. That's true, because if he wins the next rite, he will automatically be cleared for the Liberation rite, so, yeah. We are running out of time, so let's make the most of that time while we can, shall we? Tariq is here. I think someone else would be here for Pamitha, like Jodariel if you still had her, or Ruki if you still had him, but since neither of them are here, Tariq is here about Pamitha, I think. He's kind of like the default that comes here if all the other characters that they have dialogue with are gone, so... Tariq, what's up? Thanks, I think we're doing pretty well for ourselves. Excuse me. I hope so. I hope that they don't just, like, say, oh shit, a harp, and then kill her when she gets up there. That would be terrible. So. I think he would. I think he knows that she wasn't too far behind, so... I hope so. Oh, okay. Sounds like a plan, Tariq. Thanks. I'll see you soon enough. So I think now, because the cycle of the rites are accelerating so much, he actually stays at the Scribe's Gate and waits for you to come back, so there you go. Oh, Volfred is training with Bertrude. Fair enough. Do we know why the Titan stars are blotting out the Scribe stars, or is that just a thing? You have to kind of imply it. My implication is that because the Scribes were mortal, the magic that bound them to the stars is less powerful than the magic that bound the Titans to the stars, because the Titans themselves are like eldritch abominations, basically. So I would imagine the wellspring of their magic is significantly stronger than that of any mortal person. So even though they died, now their influence is returning because the magic that they had didn't quite die with them. So that's my way of looking at it. I don't know if that's the official way of looking at it, but that's what I imply from what the story tells me. So let's read on history. One of the last things that Trieste Tithys has to teach us. This book cannot accompany you if you should earn your freedom. It is to remain here for your successors, for it is bound together inextricably with us. There is no sorcery, however, to prohibit you from spreading forth its teachings. There is a law, however, that's about 200 years old that prevents that, because literacy is banned. You could teach it if you actually made it out of here and didn't get appointed to a high rank in the Commonwealth, but most people didn't take that opportunity until just recently. We charge you to go forth and share what you have learned along your path. Reveal not the rites themselves, nor the existence of this book. Transcend its bounded limitations, for it cannot be transcribed. Any such attempts shall fail. Beware of those who would dare to read it on the other side. Under their guise of seeking wisdom may yet lurk a much darker desire, to undo that which we strive to do. Well, if only you knew that that dark desire was there anyway, and even if you said, oh yeah, well you can't take this with you, well now it can't act as solid physical first-hand evidence of what you actually want. So, you guys didn't think that one through, did you? I mean, to be fair, they could have just burned the books when they banned literacy if you could take it with you, but, you know. Alright, 4 more to get the Bright Wisp to maximum. Sir Gilman, you're probably coming with us in the next rite, because... Or should I have Tizo come with us? Maybe let him rest for the final one. Or give him the prayer beads, and then maybe take Tizo and Sir Gilman and Volfred. I don't know, honestly. We'll see in a little bit. Let's go to the next rite first, and we'll continue on our journey before I think about it. Alright, so we're back to the Ridge of Gaul, but then we'll be coming right back here almost immediately after, so... Off we go, I suppose. I think there's a total of 2 more chances to pursue vocations across the game, so we should still have an opportunity to get that last global quickness bonus, and then after that... I don't even know, maybe a presence bonus? Or maybe I'll forage for something if we don't see enough Stardust in Ron's inventory. Anyway, let's see what we've got down here. Tizo thinks he'll find something of value in the Blooming Pool. We didn't go that way the first time, and Sir Gilman expressed an interest in taking this route. We didn't go to Blooming Pool the first time, so let's go see if we get stuck here this time. Not that I really need the soul, but, you know. We also haven't been back to the Downside Prairie since the first time we were here, so there you go. Yeah, it feels like such a long time ago since we first met them. Well, we'll go explore Blooming Pool with Tizo and see what we can find. Is there unique dialogue for the final liberation? Yes, there is, depending on who you bring with you into the liberation itself. I think there's unique dialogue for most of your exiles, actually, now that I think about it. Some of them don't have unique dialogue with it, but I know at least 5 of them do. Actually, I don't know that for sure. I know at least 2 of them do, and I think 3 others also have unique dialogue, so... if things go the way that I'm saying they're going to go and Sir Gilman's liberated, 2 of our companions that go to the final fight will have unique dialogue with the final boss, although one of them won't, but she doesn't want to get out of here anyway, so... Let's explore Blooming Pool with Tizo. And Volfred, apparently. Hang on, let me see what he says before I press X. I was drinking, so I was doing it one-handed. Okay, well, I mean, see what you can find, Tizo. Okay, so we can either continue to search or we can go get that other global quickness bonus. I'm honestly not really all that chuffed about the idea of losing a vocation thing now because we don't need to tutor anybody. We're all at max inspiration. So, it's Tizo. If you think you can do it, then go give it a shot, buddy. I believe in you. What do we find? Fertile soil. Better than nothing. I mean, it's 75 soul, so that's definitely better than nothing. So, what does it say on there? Anything that can grow something is worth something to someone in the downside. Fair enough. Alright then, and now we can head to the Ridge of Gaul, so let's go do that. Nobody's waiting for me in the wagon. By this point in the game, a lot of the Radiant additional dialogue that could happen in the Black Wagon is mostly done, so we probably won't have too many interruptions from here on out. Yep, that's the idea. You want to come with us this time? You are our defensive unit, normally, so we will try to be. Mixed emotions about this, huh? I wonder if he has any unique dialogue with Manly. Let's go find out. And not get stuck in a bog, thankfully. Okay, so we have a page for the Ridge of Gaul. I think I'm going to go to the Slug Market first, so then I can potentially max out the Bright Wisp, so. Cool, Ron. Let's see what you got. Oh, good. He got more Stardust and another Scribe stuff if we needed it. So there you go. This gives us +5, so it won't be... it'll be more than we need, actually. So I suppose if I still had something else, I could go grab it. But, you know, we don't quite need this much now. That's okay, though. I'll buy it anyway. Excuse me. You're welcome. Here's some soil for you as well. I'm sure you'll find a customer for this. Uh-huh. Do I want to keep the Luminous Idol? I think I'm going to keep this until Sir Gilman goes, and then I'll get rid of it. And we can get rid of Triesta's now and get another 135 soul. Jesus. So I think I'll buy the Fortified Sun Serum, since we now have more money than I'll ever know what to do with, so I'll buy this. Why not? Not really going to come in too handy for anybody, but I'll take it. You're welcome, Ron. Okay. Yeah, talks are also dying down when people are leaving for good. Yeah, because then there's less characters to actually interact with, so they don't have as much dialogue to give to you. Okay, so Volfred's going to get the Fortified Presence Serums and the Presence Potion, the Presence Serum itself, the regular one. Bertrude's going to get the Quickness ones, so that leaves the Hope ones, and since Tizo's going to be with us for the rest of that, first of all, let's max this out. So now he'll pass the ball automatically when he gets... banished while possessing the orb. And since he's going to be used in a few of the rites, I might even stick him in the center at some point, so that way he can go get the orb, and then he can give it to somebody else and automatically pass the ball to them. We'll see what happens. Anyway, but the point I was making here is that he's going to get the Sun Serums, the fortified ones, so that his hope goes up. His hope is already pretty good, but, you know, it's probably better to let him have his eyes, his bright young eyes full of hope, you know? Now, how much is this worth? It's still worth 62, even though there's only one left on it? I mean, okay, Ron, if that's what you want to do. That seems like a glitch, but okay, fair enough. I think I just pulled the wool over his eyes on that one. Later, Ron. Another page, Downside Talismans. So now we got 2 pages to read. So let's go read that. Ooh, I got a wreath. Downside Clinger. Yields fruit from time to time, though only if one says the magic word. I wonder what the magic word is. A keepsake from the Downside Prairie. Cool. I don't always get this one, because the Ridge of Gaul is another place that's like the Glade of Lu that I don't always get back to before the end of the game, so... Although I do see that there is one other thing that I could have gotten on this, this part here. There's like a xylophone that you can get if you go back to certain places in the Flagging Hands, if I recall correctly. And I don't think we got it this playthrough, but I think that's the only adornment we're missing. I don't see any other spots where stuff could go, so... But yeah, the xylophone's fun, because you can, like, drag your cursor across it, and it makes noise like a xylophone, so it'll go like... Brrr, or brrr, depending on which way you go. So, it's fun. Okay, we got 3 pages to read, so let's do that. You meant was, when a friend is leaving forever for whatever reason, you may want some quiet. Yeah, I guess that's true, too, yeah, so you can reflect on the good times that you had with them. Yeah, so that's fair. Downside talisman. Survival often is conflated with the physical. When we think of survival, we assume the need to sustain our bodies to improve our bodies. The strong survive. But, and take it from an Alpha Chief, there are different kinds of strength. The spirit is what drives us. By comparison, the body's impulses are weak. Here in the downside, faith is found in limited supply. Trinkets and mere baubles that would barely fetch a price in our homeland here are talismans. Capital T. Seek talismans that mean something to you. Hold on to one that you hold dear. It shall reward you with reminders of your faith, your power, your potential. So yeah, talismans are imbibed with the scribe's magic. That's why they provide the bonuses that they do for the rites. So they're pretty handy. The downside prairie. The downside is connected to our realm via a single artery, the river named for our prestigious sap colleague, Luce Galorian. That river gushes into seeming nothingness. That seeming nothingness turns out, of course, to be the downside. Its existence undermines thousands of years of thought about the composition of our world. Yeah, so they probably thought the world was flat until the downside came along, because, it just drops off. Anyway, the downside southern edge we call the Sandfolds. It is a desecrated wasteland speaking well to this land's lack of hospitality. Here, the strength of many who survived the river journey finally fails. If only they could clamber further north, where lies the verdant downside prairie. A better place to perish, to be sure. At least if you're gonna die, do it in the midst of greenery, I suppose. And the last one, the Ridge of Goal. Again, I don't think we're gonna get all the pages, but I think we got most of them, so. This game keeps getting more and more depressing. Oh, by the end, believe me, I understand. You have to make a very difficult choice at the end of the game, too, so we'll, look forward to that for tomorrow. The Serpent Titan Gandroth turned to brittle stone not long after his death. Of that you may be certain. What remains is a flat elevated basin that stands us closer to the heavens. Upon the fallen Gandroth's hide the stars themselves alight, and you shall know you stand on sacred ground. We set the metal sigils, lit the candle flames, and we emblazoned on the rock-like forms the sigil of our passage to and from this land, and then the stars themselves, they did reply to us, they sang, shining bright, their voices loud and clear. We understood their cadence, and we knew how often to return, whenever they shine. Yeah, woohoo, die in the greenery! Much better than dying in the desert. I mean, I guess it is or isn't, depending on who you talk to. Some people would rather just die in the desert and get it over with. No, you will not look forward to it. Okay, fair enough. Let's start the next right. Why are great games so often depressing? I find that it's an emotion that not a lot of... people experience it in their daily lives, so you would think that they'd want to shy away from it in video games, but I think in the case of a video game, they can experience that depression and sadness in a controlled environment, and it's fleeting, so as soon as they leave the game, they don't have to deal with that depression or that sadness feeling anymore. Whereas when you experience it in real life, it's sudden and it lingers with you for as long as your depression is stuck there. But in a video game, you can experience it without having to let it linger, So I think that's why it draws people to it. Or maybe it's just because there isn't enough bittersweet media media nowadays. So, I don't know. I think one of those sounds more pedantic than the others. When suggestions open up, you don't know what you want to suggest. You may abstain and vote with whatever you think you'll enjoy more. That's an option, too, if you want to do that. That's fair. So, it's up to all of you. You had a small depression after Hollow Knight. It's not fleeting. Let me tell you, it was not fleeting. Well, with Hollow Knight, so certain games I can understand that, too, though, because you play them and you're like, man, that was a good game. And then there's like a hole there that it leaves behind, because it's like, what am I going to fill the void with? This game was so good. Is anything going to ever live up to it? And it takes a while for that hole to go away, so I can understand that too. Anyway. Yeah, no, we're almost done here, so... Thanks, Volfred. Alright, we're all in order. This is almost over, whether we like it or not. And I appreciate all of you having been here. I also feel fortunate because even though I'm probably not getting out of here, I feel like I've made a significant difference. No. I was going to say, were the stars waiting for me to finish my speech? Turns out, perhaps. Alright, so same ones we've always got. We'll leave the rest of them off because I don't feel like turning them on. There will be an opportunity for us to turn them on very shortly, though, as you'll see. Probably not today, though. Probably in the finale. Play one-way heroics, not because you think I'll enjoy it, but because you think that I might enjoy the game's storytelling style, where they tell you nothing, your actions as you play determine what you end up learning. Well, that's kind of interesting. It's kind of Dark Souls-y in a way, although in Dark Souls it's more your actions and the items you pick up, but yeah.
It seems the stars once more have mustered wherewithal to usher in the rites.
They're also shooting, which is probably not a good sign since they've never done that before.
Age is ending.
Yeah.
Surely you must know by now that you shall never all be free.
We're aware of that, Brighton.
Yet still you struggle to fulfill some senseless plan.
Of course. Why wouldn't we? What else are we going to do down here? Wallow in despair?
Some of us still honor the tradition. Some of us hold dear the teachings of the scribes.
Let me look at who those people are, because they're listed on this document here. Huh. I don't see your name here, Brighton. I also don't see Manly's, but he's here anyway. I have actually done this just to spite you. For once in your life, Manly, you are correct. I am doing this because I want Sir Deluge to be in a liberation rite, goddammit. Oh, he's not even listening. The one time I was going to cuck him over in words, and he's not listening to me. Anyway. Let's see what he's got. A nomad and a savage. Okay, we'll see how that works out. Yeah, also, that's something that Brighton starts saying the further along you get is, who shall besmirch the Nightwing's name? Like, that's going to actually stop me. Okay, so I could take Tizo along and give him Haub's wing so that he can, like, score. Or I could bring Sir Gilman along. Should I let him rest up for the Liberation Rite? Because then I can have him use the prayer beads. Although I'd probably have him alongside Bertrude, so I'd give him the Luminous Idol anyway. So... Actually, you know what? There's 2 rites left after the next Liberation Rite, and all of them will include Tizo, Volfred, Bertrude. So let's have Sir Gilman come along for the next 2, just because that way he's getting in the same amount, so...
Volfred. Sir Gilman.
And last but not least, our best scorer.
Bertrude. Fine.
This will be our final confrontation against them, because after this, the likelihood of them actually seeing the light of day is going to be very dim. Okay, well then let's see what you've got, Manly. I'm actually not really... If we lose here and we fight him in the Liberation Rite, that's kind of fine by me, to be honest with you. It's not really going to do me that much of a problem. Oh, nice. I'll grab this, thank you. And then we'll run with it. Haha. Even with those frame drops, I can still get in. Douse in 5 seconds after saluting with triangle. That is an option. Gotcha. Don't even think about putting that down. Okay. That's fine. We'll wait for her to come back. Would you like to try to hit me with your aura? Or are you just going to stand around waiting? I mean, I'm okay with that if you do. Oh, okay. Haha. I'll play defense for a little while if you want to. Thank you. I'll take that. Should I salute yet? No, I don't think I have an opportunity to. I might have an opportunity to before this is all over with, though, so... Oh, good, they do have unique dialogue. I took them along mostly for that, but yeah. Whoops. I recognize that bite mark on your arm from anywhere. Face me like we did when we fought ourselves in dubious battle. Alright, fine, good. I'm glad to have it my way, because it'll mean Manly will stop talking. Alright, so, let's grab this. How about we do this? Salute. And then 1, 2. Aww. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Yeah, don't think so. Alright, now we'll salute. And then we'll go, and go, and go. Gotcha! 45 soul is mine! Alright, put this up. We'll put up a barrier, maybe, when we're done. Oh god. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, Vital Pounce activated. Nice. I guess we're going for a quick run then, Sir Gilman. I should probably throw the orb so I can get the extra stuff, but... Oh, I dropped it. Okay, that's fine. I'm running. Okay, well, I was gonna use that to get rid of him, but sure, that works too.
Yes.
Haha. Alright. Okay, that's fine. Goodbye. I don't think so. Oh, by the way, that's Shack's starting to work there, where they pop back if they all get banished. So, okay. Well, I'll just stand on top of the ball. So, I use my shield. What are you gonna do, sir? What do you think you're gonna do? Because it will not work for you. All right, so they're kind of forming up a little bit here. Form ranks. Oh god. Vital Pounce didn't activate. That's okay. Don't think so. The ball can stay there for now.
Trickery.
It is trickery. I love trickery. Trickery works for me. Haha.
Plunged into the adversary's pyre.
I see some chat. I'll check it out in a second. Just trying to make sure I concentrate for the right. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. That's not good. Okay. I was gonna say Luminous Idol, you're way up there, Sir Gilman, but you didn't have the opportunity, so we'll let Bertrud do it.
And it is done.
Easy.
Fine, yes, the Nightwings did prevail.
Noxalis.
Mayhap the scribes shall simply smite them down next time.
Not if we keep this up.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
They may not have fought us fiercely before, but they may have fought you fiercely back when you were doing this. I don't know if they'll find mercy on this land. Manly doesn't seem the type to find mercy and settle with it, you know. So. Such fury and such desperation that we were forced to place our Volfrid in defense mode and prevent you from taking your turns. Alright, Manly, sure enough. You can tell them whatever you want up there about us. I don't give a shit. But yeah, once you can't rise in rank anymore, well, you can't gain enlightenment, so they won't let you. But that's okay. It'll pad our rights conducted numbers. So that's cool.
Now take your sordid business someplace else.
I will, thank you. Alright, let's see what we got here. I missed some stuff. I think part of Brighton's pride as a Nightwing didn't die after he got out of the downside because he's too spiteful to you. Yeah, fair enough. He still clings to some things. People aren't want to change, especially in situations like this where he's not a part of a grand plan to overthrow a government. So. Saluting is just mocking. That's absolutely true. It really is just mocking them because it's like, ah, you can't get me. I'm behind cover. Or something like that. Not like that. It is empty. The world was empty. Not even Dark Souls is that empty. Like, as in people. So few people. Okay. I think I see what you meant in terms of with Hollow Knight. Okay. Do you even need money at this point? No, I definitely don't. And I definitely just bullied Manly. So, I'm okay with it, though. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! In a nutshell, make sure the opponent can't play the game, and that's why Yu-Gi-Oh! Is in the state that it currently is. Yeah, I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! In a while, so... I've heard bad things about it, though. Cole's told me. Because he doesn't really play anymore. He collects cards occasionally because his friends still play, and he'll sell them to them if they need them. So, or sell them to other people for significantly more money. Alright, what's the plan there, Tariq? I mean, I think I know where we're going next, to be fair, so... But yeah, the path to freedom calls us again. Solium's star is a-shinin'. And I think we know who's going to show up there this time, considering the fact that we just took out their biggest adversaries in favor. The Pyre Hearts will have their night. Unless Oralex shows up, in which case, well, fuck. Again, it's kind of fitting, though, that they're going to show up, because that means that Sir Gilman gets to fight his old triumvirate to try to get out of here, so I'm kind of okay with that, you know? Idiom, the 23rd of 12th moon. It's almost Christmas. By now, most of the triumvirates whom we have faced no longer have any real chance of earning sufficient favor to regain their freedom. Perhaps we were always due to share the same fate. That's a morbid way of looking at it, but probably not entirely untrue. Jesus, they're getting so much larger, these friggin' Titan stars. Alright, the Pyre Hearts have a chance to be free. Do I grant them this? No, Sir Deluge is a fucking coward. What do you think he would do when the plan came to fruition? He'd run the fuck away, so I can't afford that, but still. People call it solitaire because people can take 15 to 20 minutes to set up their board on their first time. Oh, fun. You were just so alone, and unlike Dark Souls, you're not even a somebody. Yeah, I suppose that's fair, because like it kind of leaves you with a bit of an existential feeling, you know, once it's over. It's like, oh man, you know. But yeah, some games will do that to you. Some games will leave you with that hollow feeling to it, and I suppose it's in the name of the game, so you know, it makes sense. It's tough to come out of, though, as part of what you're saying, and I understand that. It happens with some games, you know, so. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that time, Tariq. True, and you don't want to continue this line of blaspheming, or Celeste may smite you in front of the Scribe's Gate the next time we get there, so. That's the idea. We walk always ahead while continuing to remember what we left behind. True, and the journey there may have been long, but honestly, it's been fun, all things considered. So, alright, so we're taking to the skies after this. And there ain't a whole lot going on in the scribe wagon, the black wagon, so no pages to look into. I don't even think Sandra has any dialogue at the moment. Nope. She has one more line of dialogue left for the game, for what's on her mind, so, and that'll happen before the final boss fight. Excuse me. It's good getting all of the trapped air out of my esophagus and my throat, though. Just trust me when I tell you that. There are very few feelings in the world that I enjoy more than the feeling of my chest having that pressure lifted off of it. So, I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream, and I'm going to mention it again now because it's such a good feeling. Turn, not time, but yeah, you hope that you like popcorn's taste. You'll eat a ton of it in top tier Yu-Gi-Oh! There you go. Is there another option anyway? In terms of the, in terms of what? Like, what other option? Like, in terms of the way that the game ends, or in terms of, are we talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Still? I didn't catch the context of that, sorry. I'll fly over to the thing so that we can give you a chance to answer that. Is this rain ever gonna stop? I've forgotten what the sun looks like. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't have to rain down here for you to forget that because, well, the sun doesn't really shine down here. Oh, what the hell? You can't be serious, Orlac. What are you trying to do, kill me? Yes. Yes, he is. Again, he is on your ass for the rest of the game once he shows up. Well, if you wanted to take your rightful place there, then you should have conducted the rites. I don't know if that'll make a difference. We'll still make it up there. Oh, well that's surprisingly merciful of you. I know why he's saying this, though, because in case it wasn't obvious from the fact that the Pyre Hearts are up here, Oralek and the True Nightwings are the final boss. They're going to be the ones that always show up for the last Liberation Rite, as the final triumvirate that you fight before the end of the cycle. Okay. Thanks for the heads up, I guess. Bye. So, yeah. We'll face the Pyre Hearts in the next Liberation Rite, but then it'll be Oralek. So, I think I might have said Volfred again, but, you know. Alright, so we could give Sir Gilman a boon from the Temple High Road, but I always like listening to Tizo's thoughts, to be honest, because we don't get to hear him speak in English, and he doesn't really speak. He speaks in his mind, so he's thinking it. But I like listening to him talk about this stuff because he has, like, a lot of interesting information about the scribes themselves, so I think I'll give him favor for this. Yeah, you are in hell. What, son? Exactly. There you go. In terms of walking forward without forgetting what we left behind, I mean, you could either walk forward and forget what you left behind. You could stop walking forward and only remember your past, or you could be paralyzed and not do either of the above. So, yeah, it depends on how you look at life and what kind of struggles you're going through in life, but that's a little existential, so, you know. Who are you liberating last? One of the three that will remain. I have a plan. I will tip my hand tomorrow as to what my plan is. Okay, so because he didn't get his liberation, she'll deem him worthy because his fight to get there is worth... Will she really let him through even though he's basically blasphemed the scribes to hell and back? I suppose we are in hell, so just back. Oh, yeah, I suppose that's fair. He's been anointed and prevailed, and this is a loophole, basically. Probably. So yeah, we gotta go confront the Pyre Hearts. After that, there's one more regular rite, and then the final rite of the game. So, first, before we go today, let's seek the Worm Scribe's favor, because it's only been about 2.5 hours, so... I don't know, it's possible that we could always do this one with the Pyre Hearts, because it's probably going to be pretty simple. I could always do it before we end today. So, somehow the sun shines down here. Yeah, I think we get a little bit of radiant light from up in the Commonwealth, but it's not, like, nearly as much as usual, so... They are also Nightwings? Don't answer. Okay. Just not going to be there for the next stream and just experience the game yourself. That's probably a good idea, actually, because I would recommend experiencing this game for yourself, because after the first cycle of rites, everything about it changes depending on the choices that you make over the course of the game. Who you fight, who ends up in the liberation rites, what kinds of dialogue you get, what talismans you get, whose enlightenment ends up getting maxed out. All of that stuff changes depending on your choices, and it provides actual consequences for what you do. Again, this is why I got so annoyed when Danganronpa barely had any of these, because I had already played this game before playing Danganronpa, and I said, no, this is just flat out better, so why don't I just play this again instead? And then I did. So, anyway, Tizo. There you go. Just a little prayer, but hey, that'll work. And there's time to practice our vocation, so we can get that last little bonus. Ooh, Tizo gained +3 glory. That's not bad. Might be worth our time to actually use that. We'll see. I have a plan. No, you don't. You're stringing us along. Am I? Am I really? We'll see tomorrow. Alright, let's study in private and get that last global quickness bonus, shall we? Make Birchroot even faster. Alright. +1 quickness. Extra celerity. There might be one more chance at vocations after this. I forget if you get another opportunity when you come here for the final liberation rite. But if there is, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because I really don't need the other global bonuses. +1 presence and +1 hope literally won't make any difference whatsoever, but, you know. Alright, we have some inspiration. Extra celerity. So now they have +2 quickness globally to everyone. I'm very pleased with our vocation work, though, over the course of this playthrough. Typically, I don't get the opportunity to do that with the book where I get everybody +2 quickness, probably because I've lost more rights in my previous playthroughs, but this time, we did pretty good, so, you know, I had more opportunities, and I took them. Alright, let's head up to the Scribe's Gate. Or get stuck here. Oh yeah, because the Messenger Imp, we have to hear about how Pamitha's doing on the other side. Cool. You wonder how the stats play into true Nightwing difficulty? I think if I remember right, they buff the stats of your opponents with every difficulty bump as well. So like if we went up to Heightened, they'd have even more stats. So probably on true Nightwing, the 48 presence that I mentioned for Oralek before is probably like even higher. So it's not fun. The game is difficult on True Nightwing difficulty, don't get it twisted. Now again, there's no fail state, you don't have to win each rite, but every rite that you don't win, you're losing out on more opportunities to potentially max out your Nightwings, so yeah, it's worth it to try to win anyway. But that's why I kind of didn't like turning the difficulty up, because then I felt like it would just give me more reason to use the retry button, and I prefer not using it at all if I can afford to, so. Anyway, about Pamitha. Oh, she went back to the Highwing Remnants, okay. But she refused to cooperate. Good for her. Oh, well, good. I'll think it over. Bye. Nice. Okay, so she made it to the agents. That's good. Thanks, buddy. I'm glad that you're feeling that way, Sir Gilman. It's good that all of the prejudices that we knew back in the Commonwealth are going away, because pretty soon we're all going to have to stand shoulder to shoulder with each other and put those prejudices to rest. I mean, it depends on how the Highwing Remnants treat this whole changing of the Commonwealth around. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about her sister. Her sister's still down here, but she might find her anyway. So yeah, there you go. We've heard about Clan Thane already through their own bios, but they're a feared clan of the Highwing Remnants, and Pamitha and Tamitha are their surviving members. The only two, actually, according to this. So, excuse me. Well, for them to do that, they would have to... The Essence would have to be the ones we're fighting right now, but it's not going to happen. Anyway, we get +1 hope for everybody for the next right, so that's good. Let's wish Pamitha luck and get up to the Scribe's Gate before the Pyre Hearts are like, hey, so can we win by default? So, yeah, 60 presents, let's go. I was going to say like 64, but yeah, it's probably somewhere in there. So. Celeste, yeah, well, the cycle is, it's turning, but it's not turning for much longer. Oh, okay. Huh. I wonder what he's going to say to her. Pour his heart out for her in their 11th hour? Alright then. Thank you, Celeste. Oh, okay. Sounds like she's a little more willing. Good luck, Tariq. Imagine that aura. Oh my god. It would fill up so much of the screen. Oh, look, they're singing. I think I know what they're up to. Well, we're here at the site of the 6th Liberation Rite, one of the last Liberation Rites available, and if Oralek is to be believed, he'll be here soon enough. Will we be able to face him down and triumph in our rights despite the fact that we lost to him last time? And how will our exiles that left this place fare in the plan to liberate the Commonwealth from its corrupt government? Find out on the finale of Pyre the Stream Edition, which will be happening tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How did the Slug Market get here? Oh, they get here every time. They're always here for the Liberation Rites, so I guess Celeste just waves them through and says, yeah, you don't mean any harm. So, something like that. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream, and I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. I sure hope I don't walk outside and get struck by lightning while trying to purchase things from Ron here. Maybe it's best that I wait till next time. I can reset the lightning AI. What is this, Final Fantasy X?